beyond the splattered grave.
What is going on, everybody? That is the new hotness. That is what we got going on. And you know, your boy Dylan had to mess everything up right before we went live. But yeah, that's what we got. This is Beyond the Splattered Graves. I am Dylan Newell, and of course we have to my right, or I guess depending on how you're watching this. Introduce yourself, sir.
I am.
Like you guys don't know who we are.
My name's Evan from Rockland Graves.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening.
We're starting off.
And I'm Alex. This is my fucking channel.
Yeah, mate.
This is true.
And we're all together.
Bro.
This is our new debut thing that we're doing of Beyond the Splattered Graves, which is all three of our names combined into one trifecta.
Yeah, if you guys
That intro is so dope.
Thank you.
We've got a four trifecta.
Really did my best, man. Tried my best.
Still playing?
Yes.
Who was it that did the music
I'll
again?
break
We should give them.
Oh, that was my boy Adrian who did the intro music. This
Yeah.
is just White Bat, the music that we're listening to now. Let me turn it
Yeah.
down.
I've got to put that in the notes, by the way.
Hell yeah. I
But
love
yeah,
it.
no, this will just kind of be playing in the background here. I figured
What
this is
up,
like the most
guys?
neutral stuff.
Yeah.
Thank
Three
you so
names
much for
merged into a
coming to
single
the stream
eldritch
for us.
monstrosity from beyond. That's right, buddy.
hmm Yeah, I mean, I've been tooling around with this idea for so long, trying to figure out like what this intro is going to be, and I
mean,
I
how
feel
long
like
ago
it's
did we
definitely
say we were starting Beyond the Splattered Graves? This has been a
literally like
while.
the second podcast, like
Shit's been
time
cooking.
when we did live. Yeah, we
Yeah.
said we were going to do it, and then like it's just been
We've been cooking.
just sitting here, just trying to figure out what to do. Like I was telling Alex and I were trying to figure out some stuff on his end with just StreamYard earlier today, and I was just sitting there like just saying, dude, like I am yeah. I'm just like I don't know what the hell to do. So I just whipped that up.
Credit
real
to you
quick.
though, Dylan. I mean, you fucking spearheaded a lot of the like branding shit. This has really been your handiwork. Very well done.
Trying, man. I'm trying.
Well, and not only that,
ain't
but
worse.
collaborating and getting everybody together.
Honestly, like
He ignited a fire under everybody's butt.
this is like full transparency. Like we're all here, like we hosted on each other's channels. It really is Dylan that like puts the whole thing together. So like, you know, little round of applause to that beautiful man. He fucking, this thing would be a disorganized mess if he wasn't keeping us in check.
Is this because I yelled at you guys about the notes? I wasn't being serious.
No, it's nothing to do with that.
No,
Why is the
I've
music
been-
still going? They said. Can
I
you guys
fade
hear
it
us?
out if you want? Yeah, I can turn it down.
I don't think we need it for the
like,
whole
just keep
show,
it
but
ambient. We're fine.
or we could keep it. Yeah, if it's like super cool. Yeah, if it's nice.
Yeah,
and
I
quiet.
could
Just as
find,
long as it's not drowning it
I could
out.
find stuff that's a little bit quieter too. Like
Just
this
as
is
long as it's not drowning us out.
honestly
That's
the
fine.
first time I've really played with this stuff on a live stream
live
format,
stream,
so yeah, like honestly, any feedback is good feedback. But also,
Yeah, we're just trying shit.
we have kind of a little bit of a format now that we cooked up today too. So that way, hopefully, we can stay on track. That's the
That
big
would be fucking crazy if we
so
could
we can actually get through some of the stuff that we talk about. But
Yeah.
We have a
figured-
dossier of things that we're.
and Luke will be joining us. He's just running a little bit behind.
God, I'm
You
so
know,
excited.
He's got to be a dad first, so I understand the struggle and the battle. But why don't we do a little bit of catch up here? So, Alex, your channel, you kick us off. Tell us what's been going on with Beyond the Void. You've had some exciting things happen. Couple of weeks.
5,000 subscribers plus. Obviously, we're over that now. 5,000, like close to 100, whatever. But thank you guys. Appreciate that. I've everyone here involved as well, including you guys. So part of that is definitely because of all the collaborations that we've had, and I think it's been a good thing. It's kind of made us feel like we're doing things. You know what I
For
mean?
all of us has been good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a really positive experience overall.
Yeah, dude.
They beat me up a lot in the chat, but
That is so backwards
I'm making
from the
it through,
reality.
guys.
I think
I'm
you
just
beat
kidding.
yourself up.
That is so the
kidding.
opposite of reality. Seriously though, dude, congratulations. That is fucking more than
Thanks,
well
man.
deserved.
And
I
then,
really,
of course, this guy right here hit 20K, which is amazing, and I am totally jealous, of course, and I'm sure anybody else would be too. So,
thanks, man.
bigger
I've been
round of
feeling-
applause,
I've been-
please. Because
No,
that
no,
is a
no, not
huge.
bigger.
No, it is a really big accomplishment, man.
Thank you.
We both have hit milestones
What's up,
and
PD?
together.
Yeah, we were very close together. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I think it's up around like 21 now or something like that. But yeah, thank you to.
He's worried because I joked with him. I was like, "See, he's just going to overshadow everything with his 20K."
No,
And so I think he took it to heart. I was just kidding.
no, thank you guys. I appreciate
Yeah,
it. It's
I'm
fucking
just glad that we
surreal.
did it together, in a way. Like we've
Yeah.
been through, because you were at like 2,000 subscribers when I met you, and now you're
Yeah,
like,
so at the start of the year, I was at like 2,400, something like that.
yeah.
And then it was, I mean, the Sinister video is what really propelled shit. But
Well, and it's inspired me to do more things. I've reached out and done more things, and because of it, now I'm a juror at a fucking
Yeah.
festival.
There you
That's
go.
awesome.
It's a
dude.
really good festival, and it's very like indie and like very supportive of international independent films all over the world.
yeah.
So I'm very grateful for it. And not only that, what else do we got? Like we got some sponsorships. You got one, Dylan. You and
Yeah,
Luke
yeah.
have the
Yeah, we'll
sponsorships.
be-
Go ahead.
We'll definitely be talking about that. You go first. Like, you go through your stuff.
Oh.
I was just gonna have a
Well,
solo.
they already know. I've said it like on 2
Okay.
videos already, so it's like it's fine.
Evan, what else you got going on other than climbing these mountains? being
Yeah,
up
so I
so
mean,
high?
like, huge thank you to everyone for helping me get to
Fuck
20,000.
yeah, dude.
And it's not, obviously it's
2,000?
20,000.
Oh,
Obviously it's the community and shit, but it's also like these guys. I genuinely wouldn't have been creating content in the way I am now if it wasn't for these lovely lads here pushing me and always helping me to improve. It's fucking wild. My head's just been spinning recently. I do have more like big news that I'm going to be announcing soon. I suppose I can bring it up on the stream. I feel like I've mentioned it a couple times on stream anyway. I can just treat the thing that I'm doing on Friday as like official announcement on my channel. I am taking this full time now. Saturday was my last day at my job, and actually,
real
funny
job.
enough, at my real job, my human job.
my human job.
I don't know if I told you guys this. I actually hit 20,000 as I was pulling into the driveway on the way home from my
Nice.
last shift.
That is awesome.
So
I
it
can
kinda-
only imagine how that
Isn't
felt
it?
to pull in, and that is like the most cinematic thing. that
bro,
could
if,
have
yeah,
happened
it
right
lined
there.
up like absurdly well. So I'm planning on ramping things up over the next little while, and I couldn't do it without all of this. This is crazy. I mean, the channel, like, it's at like 1.2 million views or something now,
Yeah.
which is
That's
fucked.
fucking dope, dude. Like I can say, like, I think that's the best part about like watching your content take off too. Has just been because, like, I've said it like since we met. Like I said, like, you make really high quality stuff, and I knew it was just a matter of time before that shit really took off. And like now that it has, it is doing really well. But it's also inspired like different series on our channel. So like the scenes that scarred us, once I can spell it correctly, that is entirely inspired by the fact of you doing these video essays, because it's like I've always loved doing video essays. Luke likes doing it too, but like we just kind of get caught up in the loop of just reviews and trying to do what's new and what's hot and all the news and stuff, and it's just like trying to find that time balance, like trying to find out how you're going to do it, but then also just watching a new Rockland Graves video every Monday. I look forward to it. It's the last video I watch every day at work, because it comes out right around the time my last hour kicks in. I'm listening to it and I'm just going through it, which today, Terrifier, I've been really looking forward
Big one,
to that.
yeah.
Very good. Very good.
That's been one that people have been asking about for ages, and I wasn't planning on doing it right now. Like, I was gonna wait until closer to Terrifier 3, but as I was saying to you guys, like, I just realized like halfway through the week a little while ago, I was like, fuck, I don't have a video. Like, I usually am pretty good with like sticking to a schedule with things, but I just realized I was behind, and had a script that I had started for a Terrifier video, so I just made that one.
I have been starring some of these, so we will be going through the chat. Like we have segments now for that, so that way it's not just getting sidetracked. But I do want to bring this one up. This one,
I was very happy. A lot of people seem to like the verbiage in this one.
Dude, fucking, what did you say? Cooch to smooch.
There's a couple things that I said.
I'm using that fucking every day of my life now.
It was the cooch to smooch slicage, and it was cutting from the birth canal to the word canal. People seem to really like those ones, and I was pretty happy with that. So
I gotta say, out of the four of us, you and Luke are definitely the strongest when it comes to the alliteration and the
Luke is absurdly quick.
He's very fast. Yeah, like, he's good at that. Alex and I, we might have it down when it comes to making things look pretty, but you guys
I don't know.
Writers.
I thought I was pretty good at it, but I guess I'm not.
No,
you are. You legit are. The other one that I was very proud of was recently on the Texas Chainsaw video, when I referred to the group of teenagers, or not teenagers, I guess the victims, as would-be briskets. That was fun.
Would-be briskets.
But yeah, cooch to smooch sliceage seems to have been.
That's
what about yoga to noga? What the fuck?
That's I gotta say, when you do some merch, that's gotta go on.
That's one of the things that people have been asking about. Yeah, is getting that.
Smooch. Like, yeah, could you imagine getting a cease and desist from Phil Falcone and David Leone and just being like, what a badge of honor that would be, just to like, even if you had it for a limited run.
Even if you just,
I don't know if they could copyright that.
No, I'm saying like if you put like Art the Clown on it, and then
yeah.
Or just pitch it to them. Just get on Instagram and be like,
I'll reach out to Damien or something. Yeah, who knows?
Let the following do it. You know, you guys are close. You guys are homies. But yeah, we on this is like, I think I might have accidentally mentioned it on here once or twice. I know I've talked to you guys about it for about a month, but our big claim to fame this week has just been finally getting all the things squared away. We are officially going forward with our sponsorship with the lovely service that we use to host all this. So we over at Splattercast are officially sponsored by StreamYard. And this sponsorship is really cool because we get to give back to you guys. Initially, I thought that it was going to be a 14-day free trial, but as it turns out, they did away with that, and they're doing a new thing. So for any of you guys in the chat who are interested in, becoming content creators, StreamYard, Alex and I were just talking about it, is a pretty nifty service. You get to do a lot of fun stuff. We get to host all this. It's really dirt simple because, believe it or not,
his link actually.
Yeah, other than like knowing how to use Adobe and anything when it comes to the streaming side, I didn't know what the hell I was doing with any of this. So StreamYard was where we started. It's where we go. So if you guys are interested in getting started, I'll have a link up on our channel. I'll post it here throughout the stream. And you guys can get $10 off, which that's about 50% off a basic subscription. And then, if you want to go up to the 1080p version, that's I think that saves you $10, about 40. I think after that, it's a little pricey, but honestly, it keeps everything so simplified and nice. So now that I've shilled for StreamYard, we're gonna be doing that quite a bit in our videos. But it is nice to have something that not only I can say as our first real official sponsorship, because we did the Tiny Terrors thing, but we weren't getting paid for that. That was more or less just to get some free stuff from Full Moon Features. This is nice because it's actually something I use, because that was something that I always thought about. I don't know if you guys ever did, where it's if I get a sponsorship, I hope it's something that I actually don't mind talking about. Because
hey man, it's we don't get paid to do this.
So this doesn't. We don't get any money from this.
Except when O donates.
Which, except for O specifically.
Put it into perspective. He just started. He just started barely making enough just to get by, and it's just enough, barely.
So if you guys stop watching, then he's got to go back to work. So
and thank you, by the way, for the $5.
Yeah, thank you.
Canucks.
Canucks spent a fortune on sub bots for you. Plug the Discord. I love it. And then Silhouetted giving some of the opening
Alex
some love.
Is frozen.
Oh yeah, he is. He'll come back.
He'll come back.
I'm hearing you.
I'm glad you took my advice to do this weekly. Yeah, no, we're still bi-weekly, unfortunately. But once Luke and I can go full time, then maybe we could talk about weekly. I don't know. maybe a different day. Maybe a private show. We can get
Sponsored
a
by
little fancy.
Adam and Eve. Just kidding.
Yes, Gremlin. We are going to be talking about that. The Jason Voorhees news coming to multiverses. Which
am I back? By the way,
yes,
yeah,
you're
you're
back.
good
Yeah,
now.
you're back.
okay. I was gonna say.
I did like this one. Who got a Blue Chew sponsorship? I gotta love that.
It works, guys.
It works. All right, hell yeah. And of
sold
course,
out.
this show
We're
is
not
sold
sponsored.
out.
This show brings
Sponsored
us no
by Adam
money
and
aside
Eve.
from super chats.
Yes. So O is pretty much funding the entire show. We have
It's
to split
true.
this $5 three ways.
It's true.
That is how I pay my rent.
Actually, it's less than that. I don't want to say why, but I don't know what you're allowed to say on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'll
They
just show my
split it a
AdSense account.
percentage.
It's
I just
fine.
can't say what percentage
Yeah.
that is.
Who knows? But yeah, anyway, we'll move into some stuff here. It shouldn't be too long.
He's
Luke said he'd be on
executive
about
producer.
9:30. What? You making fun of me?
He's
Oh,
No,
he's executive
O
producer.
said he's the
Okay.
executive producer.
Hey, I'll give it to him. Honestly, he donates every stream, so yeah, absolutely.
I do think
I'm
that's
just
public
saying, I don't know
information,
if I
by
can
the
say
way.
it on YouTube. They've been very strict about that in the past.
Have they?
Yes,
Okay.
it's weird.
I don't know
Every
anything.
company wants to do it their certain way. They might have lightened up a bit on it.
Yeah.
O is correct. I believe they take 30% super chats.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I'm not expecting a slasher Avengers team. Hopefully, yeah. I don't know about what that's going to be like. We're going to definitely touch on that as we go down with the Jason universe as it is. We had a field day with that.
Yeah, what?
Evan had to pick me up out of my sorrows when that dropped because you hear Friday the 13th news and you come
Every time I
outside
hear
on
it, I feel like
Twitter.
I have to message you and be like, "I'm so sorry, man."
I know. He's my
'Cause that's
he's
your
my boy,
franchise.
and they beat the shit out of him all the time. He's always getting bullied. It's how it started for him. It's how it's gonna end.
They've
So-
removed him from the franchise, but that'll be the next
He's
thing.
no longer.
They
Yeah.
burned the mask. It's gone.
The
Everybody.
Jason anthology. But yeah, you guys. Let's talk. Let's just throw it to the audience. I like doing this better. Do you guys want to start with trailers, or do you want to do horror headlines? What's going on in the news?
I do want to ask. I know Alex hasn't watched the Long Legs trailer. When we do we at least want to like give our thoughts on it without spoiling what was in it? Because I watched it. I'm assuming you watched it.
Save it
Dylan.
for last.
I did not
I might
watch it.
disappear.
Oh,
I
okay. All right. Well,
Technically, don't want to watch it because
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
then
the
we don't
same
have to
way,
talk
dude.
about it.
okay.
Here's
Because
my
I'm
thing, just for the audience, so you guys understand what we're talking about. We had debated whether or not we would watch the trailer on the live or talk about it, the newest Long Legs trailer, because they've had like 2 or 3 teaser trailers. The last one was probably the meatiest one, and I saw something in there that kind of spoiled it for me a little bit that not many people have pointed out, I've noticed. And I was like, fuck.
That's
I don't
fair.
want to watch anymore.
The new trailer does show more, so definitely don't.
Yeah.
and I'm kind of
It has to do with Nicolas Cage. That's what I saw in the last trailer. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming this one probably is even more.
Yeah, dude, honestly, like it's one of those things where I've seen enough. I think the advertising for
I'm
Long
totally
Legs
sold
has
on it,
been
yeah.
so
Yeah, I don't need to be
solid
hooked
that
anymore.
I don't need to see anymore. I'm
Now you're
so
just
good.
dry humping me. That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hey y'all, forgot you were on. Just got back from the dentist and half my mouth is numb. Couldn't
Oh,
get
no.
a song dentist out of my head the entire steam right now. There we go. Well, we're glad that you were able to make it there, Cynthia. And no trailers for me. I'm dipping once they
Welcome.
start because they ruin the experience for me. That's totally fair.
That's fair.
I honestly like that's been one of the best things about doing this is like we see so many indie horror films with like screeners and stuff that half the time I don't even watch the trailers. I'm just
Yeah.
like that sounds cool, and then like
I
I'll
watched
just
the
request
initial, and if it doesn't feel too spoilery, then I'm okay. Then I'm
it. If it's like a big movie, like I will try to watch. Like obviously, like Nosferatu. Once that trailer drops, I'm watching it. Like, but
I'm
I
not
don't think
gonna,
I
like-
need any more.
There
Well,
are
there's not
some
gonna be a
things where it's like
story, so.
obvious, for fuck's sake. Obviously, like I don't need to be sold on it anymore. Like there could be no trailer and I'm still gonna go, but it's one of
And-
those things where it's like,
yeah.
I know once that drops, there's absolutely no way I'm gonna be able to like
Right.
resist.
You might as well just go anyway, so you just don't even need to watch it.
Yeah,
And
well, no,
that's-
but that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not gonna be able to resist.
Just get you know what you do is you get the posters and you get all the other stuff, and then you put it up around your room, and you light candles, and then you write a script for it because there's gonna be none. I'm just kidding. I'm totally joking, and I'm just fucking with you. I love you.
I'm not going to be able to resist. I know. As soon as it drops, it's going to be like.
Well, we know who's not coming to the Nosferatu spoiler review. Jesus
yeah. Alex, did you see Strangers yet?
Fair.
No? Oh, I don't think Alex should see Strangers. I think it'll kill him.
No.
I think if you're already like tired of like bland, generic, mainstream horror, do not watch that movie because it will give you a stroke.
To be honest, I like straightforward stuff sometimes, but it's like very few and far between.
This isn't not good straightforward. This is not good straightforward. This is like paint by numbers garbage straightforward.
Right.
I watch trailers afterwards and feel bad for people. Dude, honestly, if it's a Blumhouse trailer, absolutely.
We were just talking about how the Strangers marketing ruined the only new scene from that movie for Jake.
Yeah. Which,
I'm sorry, but Abigail was one of the worst ones recently.
Abigail gave everything away.
They could have done that so much better, and I would have liked the movie probably a little bit more.
Canuck is raw dogging Nosferatu. Yeah, obviously.
I really watch the entire trailer anymore. That's
No,
honestly, yeah. That if you just get a taste, like honestly, you got to make them into teaser trailers for yourself.
Yeah,
that's the way to do it. I miss
That's what my buddy was
like,
saying on TikTok the other day.
Going on a whim instead of planning my day around it. Yeah, dude. I live really close to like a tiny independent theater in my town, and it's one of those things that like I don't go there too often because I have my Cinemark membership, so I try to go there when I can because I'm paying for it. But it is one of those where it's like it's not an updated theater. It's like a theater straight out of the 90s. Like it's like cool. Walking into a time machine when you go back there.
That's nice though. I kind of like that.
It is. I went and saw Antlers there, and it was like a total vibe. It felt like I was walking into an old movie.
Is it kind of like one of those like the dollar theaters?
Yes, it's not like a dollar. It's not a dollar. But like I'm pretty sure the tickets are only like $8.
Right. Like so they turned all of the old theaters into the dollar theaters where I was. So I loved that because it reminded me of the old days because they never updated it.
Sometimes you just got to go, and there are certain movies where it's like, oh, I could definitely go see that at like that theater. Plus, dude, it is literally I could walk to the theater. Like that's how close it is. So it's like sometimes you got to do it. And like I said, Antlers was the one that I made that call for the first time when I moved here. And I was like, yeah, that was a good call. It definitely
I have such a fond memory seeing Antlers in the theater. I went because I think it was at the same day that Last Night in Soho was.
It was. They were around the same time.
Yeah, and I went to the theater. I like walked there, and I saw Antlers was first, and then I like walked around in the park next to the theater. I had a beer at a pub, and then I went and saw Last Night in Soho and walked home in this summer evening. It was fucking serene. It was lovely.
Love
Two
it.
movies
lovely.
that I really
You make
liked.
it sound so lovely.
It was lovely, bye.
Thanks, Connor.
What's up,
thanks,
Connor?
dude.
Hello,
Appreciate
guys.
that.
Enjoying your content recently. All three
of us. Look at that
Thank
fucking
you.
hero.
Thank you.
There we are.
That's a hero right there.
Your group therapy
I watched you guys have
session
your
with
group
Strangers.
therapy session on the new Strangers. I mean, I didn't care if it was spoiled because it looks. Yeah, no, it was.
There's nothing to spoil.
There isn't. Honestly, if you want to watch it, it's on HBO Max right now, and it came out in 2008. And it's
Yeah,
much
if you've
better
seen
on
The
there.
Strangers, there's nothing to spoil in Chapter 1.
This will get us some shit, but it's kind of like the reverse Snyder cut, where it's like the bad one came out later. You know what I mean? Like,
You know what it is?
fucking
It's
trash.
because they probably wrote it for 3 parts instead of writing one at a time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They
I mean,
seem
they
to have
definitely
a
wrote
habit
this
of
as like,
doing
this
that.
is just the first act. But
It's like
needed
an
to do
act
more.
one.
But see, that's what I'm saying. You can't do that. You
I
can't
know.
just assume that they're going to be 3 good ones.
I know, that's the
like-
thing. Like, they're like, just wait, 2 and 3 are going to be good. It's like, I'm no reason to think that yet.
No, you guys just sunk a lot of time into nothing.
Yeah, it was a waste.
One thing I think we can mention here, and then we'll start actually getting into some news or something, is we all got a little something. We got ourselves a screener that we've been waiting for.
Oh,
And Alex has not watched it yet. Evan,
No, I
you've
have
watched
not.
it.
Is this In a Violent Nature?
I like
Yes.
keeping it fresh before I
Yes.
do my review. So
Mhm.
I've watched it twice.
Yes, I'm holding on to my third viewing. I'm waiting until right
Third,
before we
Jesus
record
Christ.
just to get my thing, dude. Yeah, I mean,
I don't need a third. I feel pretty like set. I felt the same way both times I watched it, so I'm like, I don't think I need a third one.
I just didn't take notes, and this is one of those movies where I want to take notes because I have a lot to say.
Yeah.
But like
I started writing my review today.
Yeah, it's very it's interesting. I'm excited to see what people are gonna think once this hits the masses. So
I am a little worried that I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed.
You know,
There's
I saw
gonna be
something.
a subsection, I guarantee you, because of the way you guys have said.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people.
Tell me
that are
what it was,
disappointed
but
with
the
it.
way you said it.
We've been trying to kind of talk about it, but go very much around
you
it,
shouldn't
not to
say
spoil
that,
it
though,
for
Evan.
Alex.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying what I think. I like the movie. Like,
I
I liked
know.
it a lot. I enjoyed it.
Well, we don't want to say what we think, really. Technically, is what
No.
I'm saying.
I mean, to be fair, there isn't technically an embargo.
Yeah, they said
they were basically like, we
prefer-
would prefer it. So I'm not going to share my thoughts.
right.
Yeah.
Did you just break embargo? No, I'm kidding.
There isn't one.
It's
We'll
just
be
a
all right.
force of habit for me. Like I don't, like I try not to, say
Yeah.
anything. Right?
I'm sad Nick
So
finally
I
gets
don't know.
received.
I saw we watched a movie, guys. I don't know if you guys follow them.
Yeah, I've seen their shit.
They said there was like so they reacted to a scene from the movie,
Right.
Oh yeah,
and I
Justin did too.
was worried. I'm like, did they release
Did
that
they use the
scene
footage?
online? I don't know. I don't think he does that. So
Okay.
because he's worried about getting.
I'm assuming I know what scene it is.
It is the scene because guys,
Don't mention it to me. I turned it off as soon as
not-
it popped up.
Don't worry.
no, there's a scene in this movie that is pretty awesome. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
But like, okay, I'm not seeing it on YouTube here, so I imagine maybe they got sent it or
Yikes.
something, or somebody leaked it
Yeah.
because they've been having their public screenings and stuff.
Mm.
Justin, who was on our spoiler talk of the coffee table, literally was handed it and told to react to it on his TikTok.
For Coffee
this
Table or In a
clip?
Violent Nature?
Yeah, that's what he said, and I watched his
Oh, I
video,
have
and then as
feelings
soon as
about-
the video started up, I was like, nah.
Oh, for In a Violent Nature. Oh, okay. So,
Yes.
huh. Maybe
Okay,
it's a...
so IFC is sending those out then
Yeah.
to people.
Interesting.
Yeah,
They're probably grabbing just like the bigger, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
shorter
it would make
content.
sense to probably do that. Like anybody who's like got a large audience, that
Like
would make
reaction
sense to
stuff
do it.
Too, yeah.
Yeah, because that is one of the things. Like TikTok and the guys from We Watched the Movie, they do a lot of reactions, so
Yeah.
they probably get a lot of that. But
do
I
you
do
guys
think
want
that-
us to do nothing but we are just reactions and stuff? Or do you like the deep dive stuff?
Terrifier 2
Curious.
definitely impacted how like slashers are trying to market themselves right now because they were really leaning on that. Like people were
Dude.
vomiting at the festival.
and can I say that the only thing I will say is that I think that's going to be very detrimental. to expectations.
100%. They should not have been marketing
They
it like
popped
that.
that too early.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's you can't. You have to let that naturally happen.
They should not
It's
market it like that.
No, they shouldn't.
You know
have
what
marketed
probably
It worked
happens?
for Terrifier. It's not going to work
It's
for this.
intense. I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Of course.
Like, it's got some cool moments that are really crazy, but like, it's
It's not the bedroom scene.
and
You're
we're
not hitting
maybe we're bad litmus tests because we see this shit all the time. But like, you know, our audiences are all horror fans like us, so it's like we're gonna basically have to tell you like this isn't the craziest thing you've ever seen. Like like Evan said, it's no bedroom scene. Like it's no upside down
No coffee
sauce
table,
fest.
like O said there.
I
It's
believe the
no
coffee
coffee.
table hype. I still need to see it. It's not available in Canada
I
yet.
don't think it's hype, man. There's that hype would be that
There's a bedroom.
everybody didn't like
Yeah,
it.
Is there a
because
bedroom
was
in it?
Spoilers.
Like that's what
Oh,
I.
we
But
just
people have been
spoiled
saying
Terrifier
that.
2.
See
I'm
if I
like
can find
everyone
it.
I talked to has said they love that movie. And there's
It's-
very few that are like they're either I didn't get it or I liked it still, but I wasn't as blown away by it.
There's still nowhere for me
O's
to
gonna
watch
hate
it.
it. O's
You
gonna
probably
hate
will. No.
it. No, I
It's a self-fulfilling
based off
prophecy.
of
man.
the stuff that he's actually recommended when he's not trolling us, I think that O might actually appreciate some of
Yeah.
it. I think there's just some pizzas
Yeah, don't-
that even
No more talking about
know.
the movie. No more
All right,
NH.
all
We're
right,
already saying,
all right.
please stop.
I'm sad Mike Flanagan is being pulled away to save the Exorcist trilogy. I'd rather him spend his time on something other than a possession film. I mean, yeah, I think there's a little bit of sacrifice there, but I think if he brings a
I don't
pretty
know, I'm
kick-ass
excited.
Exorcist movie, then like, yeah, I think it'll be worth it.
I
But
wanna
I
see what he
would
does
hate
with
to see
Lovecraft.
him. I would like to see him
That'd be
do
interesting, yeah.
Lovecraft.
Because
he does a good job
he
with
could do the
Kings, so.
crazy part, the like character
Yeah.
going crazy really well, I think, and that's what I'm wondering.
The
I
Mum
was
and
thinking
Hill
about it
House,
the other
like, they
day.
did that like descent really well.
Yeah, like I feel like he could do a like a really big story that's a TV show, maybe a Lovecraftian style TV show.
That'd be interesting. That, yeah, I mean, obviously, like I'm cool with Mike Flanagan doing Exorcist. Like Exorcist is one of my favorite movies, and Flanagan's one of my favorite directors. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm down for it. But I think especially if he hadn't, like, he's doing Life of Chuck first, so he's still got some like more.
I feel you.
Intriguing stuff, but
so here's what I'm thinking, because a lot of the audience has already said they're not super into trailers. Why don't we start with headlines and then we'll kind of save some of the trailers for the end?
Sure.
Just so that way people will get there. So let's start with, I know this is the big one. I think this was the first piece of news that got dropped in our little thing there. So, Evan, what dropped this week that you were super duper stoked about?
Was it The Last of Us?
Yes, it was The Last
Okay.
of Us.
Okay. I wasn't sure for a second which one you were talking about. Yeah, so we got the first look at Last of Us Season 2, which I'm really excited about. I know Dylan is also very excited about it. We are both huge. Alex, I don't know like if you're like huge in Last of Us or where you sit on that, but
well, I mean, I'm a fan.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not like over the moon about everything.
Yeah. So I love both games. And here we are. We can see we've got Pedro early on, which looks to be in Jackson. We've got the kind of like fairy lights that you see early on.
Dude, it's that scene. I'm telling you, it's the scene.
It's a very early scene in the show, or in the game, I suppose.
Is that early? I feel like that isn't it like a flashback?
I think this is. I don't want to like spoil shit for people who haven't played. I guess it's not like the huge thing, but I think it's when he's breaking up the dude who saw Ellie and Dina
and
kissing.
That's what I thought. Is that
which
really
is early on? It's super early.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's like
I was gonna say they're not dipping into the sequel yet.
It's been two.
This is the sequel.
This is the sequel.
No. I'm saying the sequel game.
Yeah, no, that's what this is.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, season 2 is going to be all Last of Us 2.
The whole first season was.
They're going too fast with that.
Well, they told the whole game's story in Last of Us season 1.
Yeah, season 1 is the whole first. They even added stuff.
Yeah, so it was more than well fleshed out. And then
there's not much story there. Like you could have told
you
could have told that whole first game in 2 hours. Like
easily. But they did a really good job. It was amazing. But,
can I give my thoughts on just that real quick?
Sure.
The first season of the show was great. I'm not against it, but I feel like there could have been more hunting. There could have been more survival stuff going on in there that he taught her. Like all of that stuff that could have built more character. Yeah. I felt like the first season was really great, especially the 4th episode, I think it was.
The 3rd one was the one with Bill and Frank.
Yeah, that one was amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Everybody was crying over that, and totally worthy. That performance.
It's like a mini movie within the movie.
Yeah, it's a short film in itself.
And it's a like throwback to characters in the game, and like one of the characters.
Huge diversion too.
They really expanded on characters.
Yeah,
because that was only a very brief hint.
I actually just finished that section in the game again.
I will say this though: the first season is a little choppy. It jumps around a lot.
I think like it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm
not saying it's not good. I'm just saying
I didn't feel that. I'll need to rewatch. Like I've only watched it once.
I didn't feel like it was necessarily choppy. I felt like some moments felt more rushed than others.
Maybe I don't know. It just felt like it jumped to different times, like really quick.
Anyway, so yeah, the first season told the first game story. So season 2 is going to be all Last of Us 2. Now what they're saying, because the Last of Us Last of Us 2 is twice as long as the first game, like literally twice as long. The rumors that I'm hearing is that they're splitting the game into 2 different seasons.
That makes more sense.
Which is smart, because like Last of Us 1 is like a very tight game. Last of Us 2 is such a massive story. There's so much ground to cover. And I especially think like character development in season 2, not that like I'm going to be very vague here, is extremely important. Like they have to really make you care about some people. So I think it's good that they're like letting that breathe in the way that it needs to. And especially with how they were like iterating on what the first game did. I'm so excited to see what they do with like taking the source material from Last of Us 2 and maybe gluing it together a little more, because I love it. It's not perfect in how it's told, but I adore it. I'm super excited. We had the image of Joel, and we did get one image of Ellie as well. The one thing that I'm wondering is, it does seem like, obviously because there's been less time with like aging for Bella Ramsey.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if they're
Ellie
like
looks significantly older in the second game.
so in the second game there's a 4-year time jump,
Mm-hmm.
from 4 or 5 years, which I'm wondering if they're just shortening the time jump here, or I know that they said in the first season they tried to make Bella look like a little younger. I don't know what they're doing.
I'm not gonna lie though, dude. In this photo of her,
They look the same.
They might
she
do
looks
different
young,
camera
dude.
angles and
Like,
stuff. There's like
I should mention though, Bella
lower.
is non-binary, which I'm wondering if
Oh,
that's
my
gonna
fault.
like, if they want to try and implement that, because I don't know what they're doing there, but yeah. So they look, I mean, pretty much the same. So I'm just wondering if they're just shortening the time jump.
Thank you, Crawford. I just want to say that
Yes,
real quick.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you,
in case.
Crawford. We appreciate
you.
it. Yeah, we can
Appreciate
touch on a couple of these because I know I wanted to mention this too. DD points out that Killer Clowns game is Killer Clowns from Outer Space will be on Xbox soon. Very much looking forward to that one. I know we were trying to do a Texas Chainsaw thing, but I think we should do something here soon where we maybe do a little Texas Chainsaw and a little bit of Killer Clowns. I think
Sure.
that'd be a blast. Like just do like a little game thing. It doesn't have to be on our Monday show, but like it can be,
Yeah.
you know, maybe like a weekend thing. We'll just get
Was
together
Killer
and play
Clowns
some
coming to
games.
Game Pass?
Yeah, it's gonna be on Game Pass.
It
Hell
is.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that makes it
Dude,
even
like
way
Xbox
better.
cornered the market on all those asymmetrical horror games.
Yeah,
like,
they really
they've been
did.
scooping
Because
them
they
up
need
like
the
crazy.
boost. They need the extra.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Sony's
Yeah, I'm
starting to
looking
get some
forward
shit
to
on
playing
their
that for
PC,
sure.
but
And if you guys don't play with me, I'm playing
Yeah.
it without you.
I'll play it with you.
oh,
So
I'll play it. Luke will actually play that one because he's a huge Killer Clown. Which I do gotta say, for any of you who are Outside Space Chainsaw Massacre, that's the name of the show. You got it. And we'll need Necro to make the art for us. Which,
Hell yeah.
if you guys have not seen our Instagram, Necro made an art celebrating
Yeah.
the
Oh,
launch
yeah.
of Beyond the Splatter Graves. It is probably like Necro makes a lot of stuff for us. That's
I believe
super
I was
fun and
Ellie.
cool. Yeah, it is probably his finest work. Like
I
I'm
really
not
liked it,
gonna lie.
yeah.
I was rolling at just how good it looked because it's like
Yeah.
did you guys even notice that all of our logos were on our chests, like our badges?
really?
It was like I got to give it up to Necro for that. It was awesome. So
Actually
like
didn't
definitely
notice
check
that.
out our Instagram. It's absolutely
Oh yeah.
fantastic.
Wait, what the fuck? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's super well done.
yeah, he did one for the podcast too, and I was like,
Do you like being
Maybe I'll
cool?
join us if we could get a whole group of people.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, like if we
an
could
8 or
get,
7 person player, right?
Fuck yeah.
yeah, we could show it. Here, hold on. I'll pull it up. But yeah, it's
I was Ellie, Dylan was Joel, and Alex, you were Jason, right?
I think so. I don't
Yeah.
know. I was trying to figure out what was going on in the
I think you're
background. I was
Jason
like, am I going to
Voorhees.
hack them up or are they
I
leaving
can't
me
get
behind
enough
to
practice
die?
with TCM because solo queue. It's not just solo queue that's shit in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The matchmaking in that game is fucking atrocious now. It
Well,
takes like
there's some
7
characters that
minutes
are
to get into a
broken,
match.
too.
I know.
didn't a new studio take over?
Yeah, so I'm hoping they kind of like come in and fix it because the game turned into an unbalanced shit show.
It's
After a
hard,
while.
man. It really is. But
Yeah, it was more fun before everyone knew the maps off by heart and was just like when everyone was still
Exploiting the shit out of
figuring it out. Yeah, it was really fun when it first came out, and then a couple people got like absurdly good, and then it just got boring to play.
yeah, it's a griefing. They do that
Yeah.
griefing thing real hard, and it
Yeah.
becomes not fun at all.
It's just annoying. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
it's like when Friday the 13th. That was one of my favorite games
It
I've
was
ever
so much
fucking
fun.
played. And everybody shit on it because of some shit that happened, and I don't care whose fault it is. I love that game. I met so many of my friends that I play with today
it
on
was
that
great. It was
game.
a really
I had
fun
some
time.
of the most insane laughter, like videos of like just some of the funniest times of my entire gaming childhood. Like
People would
ever.
role play on it too, which was
It-
fun. They would
dude,
get into character. Like it
I
was so
did
much
too.
fun. Yeah,
I
did
would go
too.
around as Jason and pretend I was like an old grandma.
Did you
or,
ever like hop on the
yeah.
mic too?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Dude, it was the voice chat in that Friday the 13th game was some of the most fun I've ever had.
Man, dude.
Who knows? Maybe we've played together.
Dude,
It's
I
possible.
remember. Yeah, maybe. I just remember like one of my favorite things was just getting in the car and trying to escape, and then someone would walk
You
right
run
in front of
over
the
your-
car,
yeah.
and
Get
you
hit.
would hear this noise that was like, ah.
Yeah, it's great.
Before,
Yeah, so
before
here-
walking down memory lane with Texas Chainsaw, I have to mention that like the first like couple days that game came out, do you guys remember how awful it was because they did not expect that many people to hop on the
Yeah,
servers?
you couldn't play it.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
a little slow. Yeah.
Xbox is what I got it for, and what they ended up doing was on, I don't know if you can still do this on Xbox, but you could create like groups on Xbox where it's like it's just a select group of random people, and you would join those groups, and it would just be like enough people to play the game. So you'd have enough to
Yeah.
be campers and enough to be Jason, and you guys would just hop in, and it would just be like, hey, I'm trying to play Texas Chainsaw, we need a person, come over here. And then you would just get in game chat and you guys would just play, so that way everybody could play. And it was super nice because like back then it was like you made your own matchmaking, so
Yeah.
you'd hop into some groups. Obviously there'd be ones where people are like hogging Jason, but like there are some people who would be like, okay, so like this guy's next, this guy, and then if you want to be Jason, you can be next. And they would try to kind of rig it so that way it would work. Wouldn't work every time, but
Yeah.
like it was pretty solid. I like.
What
the
was
way
your
they did
favorite
it.
Jason in the Friday the 13th game? Do you know?
I mean, you guys know I'm partial to part 6, but part 3 was a lot of fun to
I
play
was
as too.
Nintendo Jason, which was part 6. I think.
Yeah, I like the part 4 one.
Or no,
That's
was he
always
part
been my
3?
favorite.
Part 3 I think is Nintendo Jason.
Yeah, that's the one I used.
Yeah, Necromechanimal. I'm kind of in the same boat where like I don't play a lot of multiplayer games anymore. Like I don't. Sometimes it's fun. I'm not as into like the competitive side of it. I mostly just play like single player games like a Elden Ring and fucking Hogwarts Legacy and Red Dead.
Yeah,
whatever.
dude.
Baldur's Gate.
It's so much easier to get me to play a solo player game than it is
Same.
a multiplayer these days, unless it's a shooter, and it's like a shooter I'm used to, because like the biggest detriment to the gaming space is they ruined Overwatch, and I have no interest in playing it because you guys don't even understand. I was an Overwatch fiend. for
My
a few-
buddy, who is sitting outside on the couch right now playing on my PlayStation, he in the first 6 months of Overwatch coming out, he put in 3,000 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So I've been around that.
I don't even know. I'd have to go back and look at my look at what I have on there, but like between my PlayStation and my Xbox,
Yeah.
I'm probably close to that, if not more. Like, dude, I was playing every day for like
Yeah.
hours for like the first 2 years that game was out, and it was fun because like all my friends and I were playing it. And mind you, this is when I was working 2 jobs, so like I would literally come home at midnight, Taco Bell, participate in a little devil's lettuce, and then play Overwatch. That's all I do. Like that was my whole life.
So here's the thing. I'm kind of old school, and I like arena.
I love arena shooters,
more
dude.
than I do the battle royale.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the original battle royale movies,
Yeah.
and I used to play some of the third person Arma and DayZ versions of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally got H1Z1 kind of kicked that whole thing off. I used to play DayZ, open world game. You die, you lose everything, and you
Yeah.
have to get back to it. And I played that for 14 hours a day for
It's zombie Minecraft.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't have a job at the time or anything, and man, I was playing that. And then I played H1Z1 like religiously, and I would do role playing with both of those games. That was what
Oh,
I
yeah.
did for my YouTube before the
That's
horror
awesome.
stuff.
Can we find old archived Alex?
I think some of them are still up, but I think I took a lot of them down because there's a lot of copyright stuff going on in
Oh,
those, because I had music playing on Twitch
Right.
when you could and nobody cared.
God,
Well,
everything-
look, that the Elden Ring DLC is out almost in exactly a month,
look at
and
that.
that's gonna be it for me. I'll be done.
Yeah, Evan's gonna really slow down on the content. Give
No,
us-
I'm banking videos right now. Like I'm trying
By
to
the
get
way,
shit done.
Cynthia asked about DBD.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I am
That was
extremely biased against that game.
I've never played it.
why.
I'm glad people enjoy it, but the community of DBD
Okay,
is
yeah.
so insanely toxic to the Friday the 13th community.
Yeah,
I
they
just
were
kind of
they
like
get
had a
really-
bad taste
don't-
in my
that-
mouth.
That's the biggest thing about that is I hate when like a community will kind of ruin a game for you
I
because
played
like,
it,
too,
it's
for a
too
while.
aggressive.
I'm a Souls fan. Like,
Yeah, I know,
they're
I know.
gatekeeping bastards.
I don't talk to Souls players unless they're nice. So like you, I'll talk to my cousin.
I mean, it's and I hate it. Like, it
Work,
sucks.
but-
They're turning people away from the series where it's like,
Well, a lot of asymmetric was the same way with those
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
it's like, oh, if
Yeah.
you summoned an Elden Ring, you didn't actually beat it. It's like, bro, shut the
Right.
fuck up.
There can only be one too.
There
That's
can
the
only
other
be
thing.
one way.
It's like, no, dude, you know how many times I had to die before I learned how any of this shit works?
Well, it's also like they wouldn't have put it in the fucking game if you weren't supposed to use it. I don't like using it, but it's like I'm not gonna judge someone for it.
Let's see here.
And I don't hate it, by the way. Just to be clear, Cynthia,
I haven't played it. I should
it's
try
hard
it.
for me to shake because the game is now dead because of it.
Oh, nice, DD. Yeah, it's one of those, the Texas Chainsaw game, every time I mean to play it, I like forget about it or something happens. I'm terrible at video games nowadays. But yeah, anyway, let's get back on track, gentlemen.
Oh wait, wait! Before we get off track again, I just want to mention this for those of the like horror games and probably play on PC. I think it came to consoles, but I could be wrong. But the Poppies Playhouse is getting a live action film.
I've heard about that.
That
Yeah.
blue guy that chases people around in all the videos.
I don't know anything
You
about
don't
Poppy.
know it because you only do Xbox. But if you watch Twitch, everybody was playing.
I'm
Everybody
aware
was
of it,
playing
like
Poppies.
peripherally.
I go to Walmart and my son likes that it's got scary teeth. That's what he likes to look at when he picks up the little toys. Anything with sharp teeth, he's about.
I don't know
So,
how they're going to make the movie, but
just like Five Nights at Freddy's. Shitty.
yeah,
Well,
Nick Cage will be
being
Poppy.
Poppies,
Yeah.
please.
Dude.
Poppy's Wonderland.
I'm sold. I don't know anything
Poppy's
about this. It
Playland.
looks good.
There we go.
Okay, let's move into our next story. I mean,
Let's do it.
yeah, let's do this one first because this is another one that's just a first look, so it's going to be kind of short, and then we'll get into the big boy stuff. So, as some of you are aware, that we got a couple of fans of the Winnie the Pooh universe in here, not Alex.
I didn't say.
And yeah, he says they're trash. He hates them. So,
I never said any
I don't
of
think
that.
he's ever said that.
Yeah, I've
uh,
never seen them. I can't say.
yeah. But
This does look cool.
they did release the first images for Peter Pan Neverland Nightmares.
I was talking to Scott a bit about it today.
Yeah, I haven't messaged him yet. I'm kind of letting them, because I can only imagine how crazy it is right
They're
now.
so busy, dude.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like I'm kind of waiting until they get the wrap. O's
Yeah.
like, that's me. Hell yeah, brother. I can't.
Isn't
wait
this
to-
the one that I said that I was really excited about?
Yeah,
'Cause
this
it kind of
was
reminded me of
Peter
Freddy
Pan.
Krueger.
Yeah, that's what they're kind of going for with this one.
I
but
mean,
they
you
also
can
said
see,
that
bro,
they're
the
going
the
for-
step up. Like, they just, like, the production quality just from that first still absolutely eclipses anything in the first Blood and Honey for sure.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like just watch the second Blood and Honey, and it's like it's
Such a
it's
huge step
insane. Just the trailer for it, and I will still say honestly, like I was getting a hankering to rewatch Blood and Honey 2 the other day. I was like, man,
I almost watched it today. Yeah.
Is it out on?
I don't know, but I
digital
watched the Babadook instead.
Okay, because I'm looking. I want to know when it's hitting digital. I know that they have the pre-orders up for the Umbrella edition or whatever,
Yeah,
the collector's
It's
edition.
expensive as shit to import here.
It's expensive. Yeah, I have the standard steelbook for the first one, so I'm probably just gonna wait till that releases.
I'll
eventually.
get the Blu-ray for the second one.
Oh yeah, because see, like that's the thing. The second
I
one's just
enjoyed it.
good. The second one's good fun, and that's the thing, Alex. Like, dude, you gotta at least. I'm telling you, dude, do a back-to-back like video review on.
Oh
these.
yeah, that's what I plan to do. It's just really hard for me to do right now. So I want to give it like when I have nothing. I'm like,
I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
Probably
like,
what I'll do is towards November. That's
Yeah.
when I'll probably do it because that's when it kind of dies down a little bit.
That's
Mhm.
fair. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
unless you have
December's
anything for
like, watch
October, it could be a
everything.
fun one for October too. Just to have like a little video where you're doing, like I'm telling you, like do a double feature in your video where you're just like comparing and contrasting the differences. 'cause,
There's
like,
such a
I
huge
feel like
difference between those two movies. It's
and just knowing how
astounding.
you analyze movies, dude, it's gonna be so interesting to hear how your thoughts of it stepping up so
Yeah, man.
much.
I'm
It's
hoping.
absurd.
I'm hoping it's better than I don't know. I have some hope for it, but I don't have a lot. Like I'm if it's creative, I'll appreciate the shit out of it.
It's fun. Yeah.
A little inside baseball. Did any of you guys get followed by the Neverland Nightmares social media accounts?
No.
I don't know on which one.
Okay. Twitter and Instagram. We
Guess I
got
need to
followed
follow
by
them.
Peter Pan's Neverland.
Oh yes,
Nightmares.
I did on Twitter.
Okay, yeah. So that's good. That means they're sticking with the homies. So, because yeah,
Apparently
I
not me,
think
though.
they're. I think that's probably going to be their market from now on. Is like they're going to try to, which I think is smart. I think it really helped for this last one, where it's like they tried to target like content creators and stuff a lot to kind of do most of their marketing. Because
Which
it's like
is smart, yeah.
they're really just giving them to the fans. So it's like, and I think that's cool because
Yeah.
like, and again, I think that's the biggest redemption arc of 2024 right now as far as movies go. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that it's like anything spectacular. It's not breaking any molds, but I'm telling you, like from where they went, it's an astronomical step up. Like it's just the storytelling and everything. Peter Pan
What's up,
looks like the
Francisco?
Tooth Fairy from Darkness Falls.
Hey, Francisco, how you doing, buddy?
Looks
Chilling
like
for
the
Big
Crow.
Blue.
Chilling.
It's
for
not
Big Food
chilling.
now.
It's like the movie. The first one was so.
Dude, I'm chilling for
like,
Big Blue.
The first. Here's
I'm
the thing.
chilling for Big
The
Blue.
reason that I think so much, like we're trying to push, like these, like the second one is good, is because the first one was so genuinely horrible, and a lot of people were turned away by it.
And they
But
wrote
like
it
the
off.
second one is such a huge step up that like I don't want people who watched the first one and left with a bad taste in their mouth to just disregard seeing the second one because it is worth it.
Well, in not seeing those films, I
It's a
just
fun
want
movie.
somebody to get a win.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
it too. Like it's a huge win for indie horror too. Like it's
Yeah,
just,
like if
it's a
they can
good
do it
thing.
right, that's what we should be rooting for.
Yes.
And that's honestly what I was like. Luke and I were saying that from the because yeah, we saw the movie and I've told Scott and Reese this when I've talked to them before, where it's like we honestly like we're trying so hard to get on that Winnie the Pooh train when that first one came out because we knew that it was going to get clicks. We were like a tiny channel,
Yeah.
and we were like, dude, we need to like get on this so that way we can hopefully like get an early review, get an interview, whatever.
Yeah.
But then when we sat down and talked with them, it was just like, damn, these guys actually have some cool plans. Like I really hope they get to do this. And then
That probably helped that you got to hear some of what they had in mind before.
that's why Luke and I were so positive about it all
Yeah.
the way leading up to the second one. Cause like we were so much like, man, cause even if you go back to our original review, we even say, this isn't a great movie, but we see the intent and we hope they get to continue and do what they want to do.
yeah.
Because like that's and it was like honestly so fulfilling like to see that come to fruition.
I
So,
was very hard on the first one, which is part of why I'm trying to champion the second one so much because like
they won you over. So it
yeah,
worked.
they did. Like they genuinely won me over and I was like upset after watching the first movie. So like I'm trying to be very
Yeah, it doesn't help that I feel like I kind of softballed it to you a little bit because I had that kind
you
of
did.
because I had that because it's like you got to understand like where I'm coming from with it. Now you kind of do because it's like
Of course. I've seen it
hearing
in
their
vision
ideas
now.
and stuff. It's like yeah,
Yeah.
but like
And also
so-
like talking to them, they're some of the nicest fucking people I've ever spoken to. So
they really
like,
are
that
some
helps a
cool
lot.
dudes.
Like they're
like
lovely.
they're always and that's the thing like that's kind of why I think like they've been so successful is because they're like seriously some of
Super
those
genuine.
people because you'll hear those people who are like, oh, we keep our ear to the ground, we get on social media, we listen to all the fans.
These
and
guys
stuff.
legit do.
They do. Like
Yeah.
they seriously like they are so about it. Like they will literally just hit you up and like want to hear your thoughts about things, want to hear what you thought about this. Like when our reviews dropped, like
Scott watched
was-
all of the videos we made.
Yeah. Scott watched every single review that anybody made. He brought up points and stuff. Like we would just talk about all the reviews and stuff. And he's like, I'm really happy that like the biggest thing I think for him was he was super pleased that people really enjoyed Owl because like they were so nervous with how Owl was going to pan out because apparently
Oh,
he was the
really?
hardest creature to get right on
Okay,
set.
well he was my favorite one.
Right, and that's like
So-
that was like
That's
one
what
of
I've
the
heard from
biggest
other
things
people,
they were
yeah.
super pleased about. All right,
I don't
enough
even know those
shilling for
goddamn
Big
movies.
Pooh. This is super exciting. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to this. Scott Jeffries is also directing this one, which is cool. And that's the other thing about this too. I like that their kind of group, their group of people, are all getting different things. So like everybody who's been a part of these films is kind of getting to do different roles as the films progress. So like, you know, you'll have some
French
people who
cinema, too.
are stepping into it. Yeah, it's like they're kind of setting up their own universe. It's really cool. I saw
Scroll
something
down.
about Mickey Mouse and here, read
Yeah.
that for me.
There is the Mickey Mouse versus Winnie the Pooh movie, which is not affiliated with Blood and Honey. It's cool. I will say, and I don't know the guys behind it. I have not talked to them. Don't really love how they were kind of being dicks to Scott and Reese. There were some really backhanded comments they were making in articles that they did. There were some interviews where they were being like, not Scott and Reese, but the guys making this other movie. We're like, we're not making a movie where it's like shitty masks. It's like, guys, you're riding off of the coattails of what, you know.
It's like, yeah, we'd be past that now.
It's cool. I'm, I'm not judging them. I don't know these guys. I just don't love how they were initially talking about it.
Everybody does what they can with what they got.
Yeah.
Period.
So it's like, and it's especially not cool because like the
too.
only reason that you're making this now is because they were super successful with their take on it. So like,
yeah, they were the ones that took the fucking real challenge.
So it's like, chill out a little bit here, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's fair to give criticism, but
of
like,
course,
don't be a
and I
dick
did.
about
I
it.
bashed the fuck out of that movie, but don't act like you're above it, right? Like,
I'm here to back Big Pooh, so yeah, I'll bash the shit out of
Evan,
him.
my dream for you to sing is Iris by Goo Goo Dolls. I can do that. I could do that. It could be fun. I love that song.
Francisco. Let's
Great
see.
tune.
See, always end up going live while I'm going some writing, which
Hell
I'm listening to a horror while writing. There you
That's
go.
awesome. I tend to watch. I was watching the streams you guys were doing with Jake while I was writing. It is good to have on in the background.
Yo, Alex. There you go, brother.
Hey, what's up, Marshall? Goes so
yeah,
hard,
dude.
catchy, and great production. Thanks, man.
Fuck yeah.
I'm pretty proud of those albums.
You don't pimp that out very much, so I'll do it for you. If you guys don't know, Alex was in a band called Black Ops. They make pretty fucking rad music. You should go check it out.
Yeah, we're on Bandcamp. It's spelled BLAKOPZ.
Hell yeah.
Actually,
That's
Share the link. Pimp the Discord.
yeah, I'm gonna try to copy and paste it here.
I'm just trying to make O proud.
It's on my link tree. Hold on.
Oh, it's all
Dylan.
good. Yes.
There's an article that just came out from Bloody Disgusting. The Strangers Chapter 1 just had the highest domestic horror opening of the year.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. It was John Squires was talking about it in a tweet. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Look what's number 2.
It's industrial, screamy, industrial
Night
music.
Swim.
Yep.
Abigail is number 3. That's depressing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's not good. Not feeling good. Yep, Alex is a fucking rock star. Yeah,
It's
Cynthia,
in
we
there.
feel you.
It's like a screamy, electronic, dark synth dance music.
That's fucking
It's,
sick.
yeah, it's considered aggro tech.
Aggro.
Yeah, but it's industrial. It's like more modern industrial.
Yeah. This is the one we'll hand to Dylan because this is his
Yeah,
territory.
I have some thoughts.
I'm sure you do.
So, obviously, I already kind of teed it up, but for those who weren't here, pretty much walking out of work the other day, this was like right before I went and saw The Strangers. So, you know, that day was already pretty shit. But, yeah, see some Jason news, see a bunch of headlines. Friday the 13th franchise, here's the plan. This is literally the part that, like, I saw on my phone. And I was like, holy fuck, it's happening. It's happening. We're getting a film. And yeah, I get on here and it's not. I'm sure everybody already knows. And
I had to message you immediately.
Yeah, it's so essentially we're getting everything from Jason specifically, which is a key point to this that I have to mention. Everything
Probably
but
legally too.
Yes. So everything is going to be marketed as Jason or Jason Voorhees because of, again, the rights and everything are still so twisted up. As far as we understand, I think it's they put it here as Victor Miller owns the Friday the 13th name, I believe. And then so that's where the Peacock show is. That's why that's happening. But
Not
Jason is oh, it's still happening. It's just
It's
not
still
gonna have
happening.
the
They're
other
Oh,
retargeting
writer.
that's
the
what
whole
they
thing. Yeah.
corrected it. I remember.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, but the Jason, so like Francisco said here, Jason X, oh, he's saying Jason X versus 09 Jason versus Friday.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing because it looks like the font from the fucking
Yeah.
Jason X. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that looks kind of modern and
So
futuristic.
that's the kind of Jason stuff we can expect from this, is where it's going to be Jason. It's not going to be Friday the 13th necessarily.
Yeah,
Because
Jason versus Winnie the Pooh, Mickey Mouse.
so there you go. See, that's the thing. But as Gremlin had pointed out earlier, here, I'll just go on bloody disgusting here. What the heck is
Jason
that?
goes to heaven.
Yeah, right here. Boom. So
I'd
this
watch
is
it.
already what we got. It's been so it's Monday. This was announced on Thursday. Jason Voorhees slashing his way into multiverses.
Get
So
some water. I'm gonna be right back.
Oh, that's not a big deal. They do that for everything.
they do, and
They have
I don't.
Ash in there.
Is he in multiverses or is he?
Yeah,
in
he's in the
Fortnite?
multiverse. Isn't it?
No,
isn't
this
it
isn't.
the-
This isn't Fortnite. Just so you're aware. This is
No, I didn't
multiverse.
think it was Fortnite. This is
Okay.
multiverse game,
Okay.
multiverses game. Yeah, I might be getting confused with the Ash part, but yeah, they do it for a lot of different.
He could be in this. It's WB. So because I know the Gremlin. I know Stripe is in this.
Well, they have the rights to him because WB does Mortal
My
Kombat.
friend made me tea.
There you go.
Mortal Kombat has Jason as well.
Yes, yeah, and they did like all that, which I was a fan of that. I like when they do those little crossovers with that. I haven't played the new one, but I do appreciate that they're doing the heroes. So they have like Omni-Man and freaking Homelander, and Peacemaker is in there too. I thought that was cute and fun. I don't know if he is even in this trailer, so I clicked on this thinking that this was the trailer for it. But yeah, it's this is fine, I guess. If people are excited about it, I'm not going to poo-poo it. But this is the kind of stuff that we can expect from this announcement for, them doing the Jason universe. All I can hope, though, and one piece of positivity that I want to pull from this, let me see if they even have Jason pop up in this, because honestly, I don't care about this trailer. Yep, there he is. All right, so right at the end here. Oh, and also they added Agent Smith. So
Yeah, I see
you have
that
that if
now.
you're a Matrix fan. I mean, the design's cutesy, it's funny. I still haven't played Multiverses, but
Are they going to bring Freddy to the kid game?
dude, I honestly, yeah, let's do it. At this point, bring Jason. Jason Gen Z.
dance moves, kid. Like he says that in it.
Jason
Like,
versus Dora
Jason
the
Gen Z.
Impaler.
I like that.
There you go. Francisco was telling me, and I didn't even have it up on there. Very.
I
in the
don't think
trailer
it's.
says
I don't think
Jason.
that is a sign of it to come. I
Jason
think that's
Farming
just.
Simulator.
I think.
I
that's
mean, it's
just
not a good
homage.
start though.
I don't think so. I don't think that's it. I don't think you should let that lead you to believe anything yet. I mean, it's so up in the air. We don't know what the fuck is going to happen.
Well, no, we pretty much all I'm saying is that we know that this is the biggest disappointment is that it's going to only be like merchandise and stuff like that, which I'm all for. Obviously, I want.
Is that what they
new
said?
Yeah, it's going to primarily be merchandise, interactive experiences, and like here, I'll just go to the article because they have it all.
Well, yeah, I would probably be the cereals. I mean, why wasn't the movie supposed to sell the materials? Like, I don't understand. Like,
I don't.
what
They don't
happened?
even
Are we
need
just
the movies
jumping to the
anymore, bro.
materials now? Like,
I mean, I think that they know like Jason merch is always gonna sell.
right?
he's
I'm
so
wearing it
iconic.
right now. But
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing,
fuck.
right? Like,
You should.
I almost wanted to get that Jason, the new Gutter Garbs has a new T-shirt out for Jason Lives, and it's like the cover, and I love that cover so
Yeah.
much, and I want it so bad, but I own like 15 fucking Friday the 13th shirts, and it's like, all right,
So what it will be in talks, or what it's going to be about, is new Friday the 13th activations will span a wide range of platforms from entertainment, games, immersive experiences, merchandise, and more to be announced throughout 2024. They did also open up a bunch of social media pages for Jason Universe. So if you follow those, you'll basically get you'll know when those are going live. So, it's cool. I'm not sitting here just trying to be a negative Nancy about it. I'm definitely all for it as far as like that stuff goes, but it's just with this and the 1-2 punch of this and the show hitting a speed bump, it is just kind of one of those things where it's like, man, we really cannot catch a break with the Friday the 13th series. Like it is absolutely 100% cursed.
That's why it's time to move on to the Freddy series to fuck that one up.
Might as well.
We've already fucked up Halloween. We've fucked up Friday the 13th.
Sorry, when did they fuck up Halloween, Alex?
Yeah!
But this is what I was gonna say.
Half of you will agree with me anyway.
Probably more than half, to be fair.
Yeah, probably.
This is what I was gonna say is one positive that I can give.
All right, Lemke, thank you for coming by, dude.
As
Thank you, man.
As a NECA fan. So this is getting reissued.
I mean, that's cool.
Which NECA
Feel
lost
better,
their
dude.
license because of all the rights stuff got messed up, so they could not continue their line. They got up to part 7, and then that was when they had to stop. So the fact that this is just randomly being reissued, reinstated, brought back up, does lead me to believe that potentially NECA is going to regain the license and be able to finish out the Friday the 13th line. Because you guys know I love my Ultimate figures from NECA. They are the best. I have a ton of Friday the 13th ones. But like, if I can get 8, 9, 10, both 10s, and they already have the remake one, so, and Freddy versus Jason, I'll be a happy boy. I will love that. I would love some more characters as well. And I'm not talking about like just your stereotypical people. I want like Crazy Ralph and stuff like that. I want weird off the beaten path characters.
Is Luke still coming on, or is he not coming?
I don't know. He hasn't texted me. So
okay.
But
He's fired. Fired.
Let me see.
Ghostface and Chucky from NECA. I have the Halloween 2 thing that they did with Loomis and Michael.
See, I just like weird shit.
I haven't really gotten into the collectibles too much.
Yeah, me either. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I got something, it would be like the trilogy of Terror doll. Like
that's the thing, right? Like I bought that one, and then I was like, I don't know what to do with this, and it just kind of sits in the background of my videos, and it's like, cool, okay, cool.
Yeah. Do I take it out of the box?
I don't know. I haven't gotten into it.
I say take it out of the box. Fuck them.
I took it out of the box. Yeah, I don't give a shit. But I don't know.
I would get the. I want to get the. I saw this new company that did some toys recently, and they did the Gate, those little minion things, and then there was one for Dead Alive, the fucking the rat monkey.
Yeah.
From Dead Alive, and I was like, "Oh my god, I might need to get that rat monkey," but it's like $60.
Rat monkey,
and I'm like, "Fuck,
rat monkey."
I would do that for decoration, I guess, but
yeah, and dude, yeah, Francisco's talking about Loomis and Lori. If you're talking about that cloth figure set, yeah, that's a nice one. I want a classic Lori. From the originals, like with the blue shirt and everything, because we have old Lori, we have the cloth figures. I don't have any issue with the cloth figures. I have Victor Crowley is the only one I'm keeping because he scales correctly with everybody. But yeah, I do want an Ultimate if we can of her, because I think the Ultimate line is just super like well done. I'm
kind of glad I haven't gotten into that because it's such an expensive haul.
Oh, it's terrible. It's awful. Yeah. But then you get to own things like
I almost
the John Carver.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I almost bought a figure of the Elden Ring Collector's Edition has one where they have this like really well-made figurine of Mesmer That's
Is it
pretty
the
sick.
sword one that has the really long sword?
So there's that. They had Millennia when the game came
Yeah.
out, but for the DLC, they have a collector's edition for the DLC that has like the poster boss for it, Mesmer the Impaler, and the
Oh,
figure is
okay.
like really fucking cool. But they were also doing like full scale, like actual steel helmets from like different characters in the game. So there's some really
so
cool
you're
shit.
like,
But it was
what do
like
I do?
$300 or something like that. I'm like, I'm not gonna. What am I
Yeah.
even gonna do with it? It's cool as shit, but
The helmet is cool. The one that they did for the original.
I know,
For the
dude. It
original
was
base
Millennia's.
game?
It was Millennia's helmet, yeah, which is dope. Her armor is so fucking cool, but it was expensive as shit, so I didn't buy it.
You just need to start streaming that, and then they'll sponsor you, right?
I'm gonna have to end up streaming Shadow of the Erdtree. I'm gonna be playing it so fucking much. I'm gonna get Trick or Treat Sam from NECA. I need more Trick or Treat. I need more Sam everything.
I do want those 3 ones. The 3 from Trick or Treat, or not Trick or Treat, but Halloween 3.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I want the masks.
They have that set. I really want that set.
Yeah. Dylan, did you pass out?
No, I'm.
He's throwing up, guys.
I have
Oh,
a box of stuff that I was literally.
He hates Trick or Treat. As soon as we brought up Trick or Treat, Dylan's going. "Ugh."
No, I was
Gross.
I was rearranging some things because I got a new shelf the other
I'm
day.
just fucking with you.
So I wanted to show for
That's awesome.
Francisco.
Oh,
I have my
nice,
little
man.
stuffy of Sam that's in the background of my videos.
Speaking of fucking up franchises,
Yeah, it's what's so
what a
sad
missed
is like
opportunity that
they just
character
haven't
is.
done anything with it, which is what sucks.
They did. They just didn't do anything after that because they didn't
know.
believe
on
in it.
Instagram that shows them setting up those huge figures.
And
Pretty
every
cool.
year it's like a tradition
Yeah.
to ask Doherty about Trick or Treat 2.
Those big fucking NECA figures that they sell are insane.
They should just do Sam and do what they did with
Chucky
know,
and Tiffany.
They could do such a good job, man.
what they did with Terrifier and
Yeah.
take it from the All Hallows Eve and
Yeah.
all the Trick or Treat and just go into Sam.
It would work.
They
It
could
would
do a
work
lot
so
with it.
well. Dylan, can I ask, what was the label you said you got that shirt from again?
You won't be able to get it. It's a 72-hour sale and it's cavity colors. Let me see if it's normal. The only thing you'll
Wait, what did you
it would have to be the leftover
The shirt
sale.
he's wearing right now.
It's the witch. Seethe, Alex. Seethe.
Wait, it's still
So-
there.
Is it?
Oh, but they only
Yeah,
have
when you get
extra
it.
small, and 5X. There's
Yep.
not much range
You
there.
better hurry.
Yeah, so that's the problem is like you won't have many options.
Well, none of those will fit me.
Wait, where
You,
did you
you know what you
even
could
find
do though?
that?
You could cut it
On their website.
and put it on the back of your sweatshirt or something. Or
That's true.
Oh, the
I'm sure I
cavity
can find some
crypt.
other merch.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's
I wanted to get that Nosferatu ball cap that Focus Features put out, but it was like super limited.
oh, they'll put more stuff out.
They have to.
Have
5X.
you guys
Um,
ever seen
like a blanket.
brain dead shirt with the nurse and the baby?
I don't know.
It's a Japanese like color like print. I got a t-shirt of it that's like way too small.
Okay.
And I can't fit into it, and I've never worn it. So I'm just probably gonna cut it out and put it on the back of one of my fucking things. Like I
Yeah.
literally had it for like 9 years, you know, like
No shit. That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to
Oh.
be careful, Evan, because I'm not seeing it on their official website, and if
I see it on cavitycolors.com.
there's a bunch of like third-party sellers who have been taking over like Cavity Colors.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
This is the
uh,
only site I can see from them. This is their. I'm pretty sure this is their official site.
Okay.
Oh, you're saying they're buying like bot accounts or buying it and then shipping it to like a PO box.
It
and
even
then-
says beware of scam sites at the top.
Good. Okay. Because that's then you're good. Because like
I
they
just searched the witch on their site.
Yeah.
Anyway, doesn't matter. It's not relevant at all.
Yeah, because that's they. As you can see, if you go to the scam thing, dude, like I don't know what it is, but there's motherfuckers posting their designs everywhere, saying like, "Oh, only $3.99."
Although I
It's like,
will
these are
see,
$30
these-
t-shirts.
Pennywise.
Artie,
shirts
you
that
mean
they
like
have
a
right now are really
parachute?
nice.
You would like use it as
Yeah.
a parachute.
Those are cool as shit.
Brother, they have some beautiful t-shirts on there. Creeporama is another one you should
That's
check
my
out.
favorite novel, so I don't know.
All right,
Oh,
let's
so much.
let's
move
move into
on.
this next story. I know this is another one that both Evan and Alex wanted to discuss a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna.
It's just a
pop
cool
in-
like discussion topic.
Well, yeah, because it's the star from *Malignant*.
There
Right?
you are.
Kate
Yes,
Siegel?
it's
No,
not
it's
in the
it's
Well,
the
she's-
Flanagan one.
Yeah, she was in *Malignant*, wasn't she?
Oh, she
No,
wasn't.
she wasn't.
You're an old man.
Maybe I'm getting confused.
The star of *Malignant* was
She does look like her kind
Annabelle
of.
Wallace. Was her name?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen
But,
*Malignant*. So
I
that
like
might be
*Malignant*
why.
a lot. I fucking love that movie.
It is super good. Luke will unfortunately not be joining us this evening.
Okay.
So
All right.
yarp.
So Kate Siegel, yeah, this is cool. Like, I love listening to her and her husband Mike Flanagan talking about like approaching horror with younger kids, because that's like it's a huge part of them. Like, they're making a lot of shit together and they have kids together, and the way that they approach those discussions is really fascinating, especially because they both like grew up on horror stuff and acknowledge what that's like. They're obviously both very knowledgeable on the genre, but they speak so delicately and so elegantly about the topic. I just thought it was interesting to bring this up, where like she's bringing her kids into the sets of horror movies they're working on, because it's like good to expose them to things that challenge them. It's healthy. I'm sure
Well,
we can all relate with it, you know?
If you look at the base root of a horror movie, like what is it? Like why do people get addicted to it? Why do they watch it?
Yeah.
And mostly it's because of the fear angle. It's conquering your own fears.
Absolutely.
So if you get a kid to conquer their fears early on, they're right. It does create bravery.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if you guys watched it, but there's that great podcast that James A. Janice and Catherine Corcoran have been doing for a while, Scream Dreams. And they had Flanagan on, and he was talking about how his biggest fear is his kids dying.
Right.
And then Catherine went, "Oh, so that's like what you were thinking when you were writing Fall of the House of Usher." And Flanagan sits there for a second. He's like, "I didn't even realize I was doing that." He was just like subconsciously writing this story, well, not, I guess adapting a story that was like touching
If
on
that's
his
true,
biggest
then he's
fear.
got some really shitty kids.
Bro, you need to see. You need to see. I'll see if I can find the clip from the interview, because it was really cool. But he sits there for a second. He's like, "You just blew my fucking mind."
Yeah, he's definitely somebody that like I would love. Honestly, either of them. I'd love to have them both, or either of them, but talk to Kate Siegel or Mike
He's
Flanagan.
one of my favorite people to. Both of them. They're some of my favorite people to listen talk about the craft of filmmaking.
Mm-hmm. They're both just so into it, and
Yeah.
you could tell that they have a lot of passion for the industry and what they do. So, yeah, they're seriously like the horror power couple of like filmmaking.
So when is the
100%.
age, guys? What do you guys like in the chat as well? Do you think a child should be able to watch, and what should be their first movie?
Bro, my son was literally 48 hours old when we came home, and I put on the that recent remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The 2022 one.
Yeah, I came home and I watched it, and he slept on my chest.
Kid's gonna have shit taste in movies. I tell you this much right now.
No, dude, he fucking loves movies. All right.
No, he didn't
Um,
show him
he's
the.
the best.
Never mind. I'm kidding.
Josh, I mean.
Age 5, Terrifier, says Artie.
I'm in a Terrifier group, and I saw a picture of like no judgment to anyone, and you're gonna raise your family how you're gonna do it. There's nothing wrong with it. But they were showing their like 4-year-old Terrifier. It's like,
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I don't know about that,
Atticus
like-
the clown for a fat minute. Like he's, I don't. At least not that one.
yeah, it's a
They
bit
might
much.
have had a little influence over his decision to wear that. I'm thinking the parents.
I will say that, like, personally for me, I just subscribe to the same method that my dad did with me, where it was just kind of like you just kind of have to gauge your kid. You just have
Yeah,
to
it's different.
just learn, like, spend time with your child, know your
Yeah.
child. It's not that hard, and figure out where you think their interests lie. Because like
Yeah.
the biggest thing for me with my dad was like I watched a lot of R-rated stuff really early on, but it was because like I was into the filmmaking aspect of it. Like I just loved movies. So
Mhm.
like he would sit there and show it. Like there was a point in time where it's like my mom was like, well, I don't want him to see nudity and stuff. my dad didn't even have to tell me to cover my eyes. I would just do it because I knew
Yeah.
if I didn't and my mom saw this, she'd turn the movie off.
Yeah.
So it's like and I'm like, I want to finish the movie.
My parents were they had very different barometers for that kind of thing. Where my mom didn't want me to see the end of the first Harry Potter movie when I was a kid, when the head on the back of the head.
God.
She wouldn't let me watch that when I was a kid, but then when I was 12, my dad was like, let's watch The Exorcist. So it was very different just depending on who was home at the time. But I was watching Goosebumps and shit growing up, and I think that's really good to start. That's a good one to start people off with when they're younger. Is things like Goosebumps and that kind of show is a good start. But then there's also movies where it's The Others, where you can watch that when you're young, and that's a good way to get a ghost story, but it's not something where it's necessarily scary or dealing with super mature themes. It's just a creepy ghost story.
Yeah.
There's levels, and it also depends on the kid. So
there's gateway horror. I was watching Jaws from when I was 4 or 5 years old. I started watching Jaws. And I don't consider that a horror movie. Really, it's got horror elements, but to me, that's it's an adventure film. It's an Odyssey. I love that
2 weeks ago. It's perfect.
It's the perfect movie. And but yeah, I would definitely.
Is one of those.
Poltergeist is a great one to show kids.
It's
honestly,
a scary one, but it's also kind of
yeah.
It's got that Spielberg magic to it, where it's it can be fun and scary.
Can I make a
personally,
confession?
Yeah, go ahead. You've never seen Poltergeist,
I have Poltergeist sitting on my shelf back there,
but you've never watched it.
but I've never watched it.
All right, well, wouldn't be the first time you've disappointed us.
I know. At least I saw Alien now. I've seen Alien.
You've seen Alien, and you got to see Alien in theaters. I'm so happy.
Hey,
about
that's
that.
I'm kind of glad that I waited to watch Alien for the first
Right?
time, because I got to see it for the first time in a movie theater full
I'm
of people
jealous.
who were
you
super.
never told me.
Yeah, we did.
We talked about it in the
We
chat.
talked about it on the live.
We had a conversation.
3 weeks ago. Okay, 4 weeks ago, a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Well, hey, man.
But yeah,
there's
so,
been a lot happening.
I got to see Alien for the first time in a theater full of people who were super hyped to see it. So I kind of got a perfect first time experience for it, which was awesome. But I will watch Poltergeist soon because I've had it sitting on my shelf for years.
Dude,
Already says
never
I got
seen it,
into
though?
No.
I got into horror movies in my mid-teens with Scream 2. That's definitely a good spot to pick up. That's when I think everything ramped up for me. Horror movies was
when I was 13 was when I started to really ramp up.
See, that-
I was watching it before that.
So your horror thing started at Scream 2, you're saying?
Me?
Damn.
Or his.
No.
No, that was
Yes.
Artie.
Artie, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not me.
I was gonna say, I was like, that was when it was going down for me.
Yeah, no. I was always into it. I would read scary stories to tell in the dark when I was a kid all the time. I'd read Goosebumps and shit. I would watch Goosebumps.
Dude, I would
it.
watch Goosebumps.
And then
anytime it was on, I would watch it.
Yeah, when I was 11,
And,
12 was when I started watching movies, and then 13, 14 was when I was getting
What was
super into it.
What was the other one with the Midnight Society? Was that Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
there's
that one was great too.
Yeah.
Love that one.
All the old Disney Channel horror movies. Fucking loved them.
Halloween Town every year,
Bro,
dude.
Halloween Town was
I
great.
still watch Halloween Town. I watch all of them
Fucking
just because
Roxy
they're
Hunter. The Boogeyman one, which was Don't Look Under the Bed,
Yeah.
scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I remember going up, my cousin
Oh
was
my
watching
God.
it, and it was at the scene when the Boogeyman first comes out towards the end, and it fucking scared the hell out
Evan,
of me.
do you remember R.L. Stein's The Haunting?
Yes, dude.
When
of
that was
course.
coming out, dude, they hyped the shit out of
Yeah.
that. Cartoon Network made that seem like it was going to be the scariest
I
fucking
know.
thing alive.
Then there was the other R.L. Stein one, Don't Think About It, with Emily Osment.
Don't think about it.
Is that what it was
one.
called? What was it called?
I thought that was The Haunting or whatever.
No, it was called The Haunting Hour, Don't Think About It.
Okay, so yeah, there we go.
Yeah, with Emily Osment. Yeah. Tobin Bell was in that?
Good lord.
What?
Gonna have to give that one a
Okay,
rewatch
well, I'm
this year.
revisiting this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's been so nice to since becoming a dad, last
You
year
get to
was
revisit
awesome.
those things, yeah.
Was awesome for Halloween, like because my son actually got to go like real trick or treating last year,
Yeah.
and like we're watching stuff. Like, dude, you know what we made? We made the Pillsbury pumpkin, like the cookies with the pumpkins and the ghosts on them.
Hell yeah.
The sugar
Oh, nice.
cookies, yeah, like those are a staple, bro.
You know what
like,
was a big one for me that kind of like felt like watching those movies, but like transposed to be more of an adult was the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark movie, which I really fucking liked because it just felt like those like Family Channel horror movies, but a little more like.
I shied away from that movie. The first time I watched it, I only watched about half of it, and then
I saw it
I
in the
came
theater.
back to it during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I just was like, dude, what was wrong with me? This
I
movie
really
was
like
very
that movie.
solid. Like,
Yeah.
Which
it's
movie?
nothing groundbreaking.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. It was the same
Oh
guy
yeah, I
that
got
did.
it on 4K because I really enjoyed it.
It's good, eh? It was the
I
same
mean,
guy that
it's-
did Last Voyage of the Demeter.
It feels like a classic horror movie.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not like it
Feels
doesn't
like something you would've watched
super
as a kid.
succeed itself. It just is a very solid film.
Yeah.
And some people couldn't
just
handle
fun,
the
man.
like nature of it, but I thought it was good. So
It's
That's
just
the
fun.
same guy who did Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Yep. Which
Oh,
I
the
also
kid?
liked.
And Tops. No, the director.
The
He
director.
did Last
Oh,
Voyage
yeah,
of the
yeah,
Demeter.
yeah.
And Autopsy
Well,
of Jane Doe.
yeah, I was gonna say Autopsy of Jane Doe is one of his best, in my opinion.
They are still doing a sequel
Absolutely.
to Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Like there is another one coming.
Supposedly they are. That's been in
Okay.
development hell for a little bit now.
I know it has been, and like the first one ends with quite a cliffhanger, like a loose thread.
It's,
So it's
you know, it's not the worst. Like you could leave
No, I
it
like
and
it.
it would be no. I mean, like you could leave the ending and it'd be fine. Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say though, when I was a child, what
Good
my
fun.
parents told me and what they did for me was, if there's any time and you're watching this and it scares you, just look away, okay? Because it's not real.
Yeah.
mhm.
It can't hurt you. People make these. These are made by other people. They're not real. But you know, I had a wild imagination, so I was scared of the
Same.
dark and all kinds of other
Yeah.
things.
I remember seeing Paranormal Activity 2 for the first time, and the idea presented in that movie of the firstborn male child being the target of the demon. I remember like losing sleep that night the first time I saw it because I'm, that's
Yeah,
me.
don't.
First,
Hopefully, you didn't watch The Omen too shortly after that. Start
I
talking
think I
about that.
did, but I don't remember. Like I was probably 11 or 12 first time I saw The Omen. My dad.
I want to
showed
hit
it
a
to me.
couple of these because they put in some good stuff here. So
Yeah.
O says when my kids were when my kid was 3, she loved the Child's Play movies, and
Yeah.
dude, my son is obsessed with Chucky. We were watching.
1 and 2.
I've said this a couple of times, but when we were covering Chucky, the series for season 2, we were doing episode by episode. He would literally sit there on Wednesday nights and like watch the show with me. Every time Chucky was on screen, he would just get like, whoa, like he wasn't scared. He was just entranced by it.
I think a
And
lot
like
of kids
he's
do,
1
yeah.
years old at that time. Like,
Some people are just intrinsically good at separating. Like,
and
It's funny. One of my friend's kids, he liked the It movies,
there you
Oh,
go.
really?
See,
and I was like, I would never think that would be one that you
Dude.
would. He loved it. Like,
dude.
that's
You know
awesome.
what's funny about that is like there are only 2 things that's terrified me as a child. One of those was Warwick
Was it?
Davis's Leprechaun. Yes, Tim
Yeah, I
Curry's
was gonna say,
Pennywise
yeah.
scared the piss out of me. Like I remember going out there and seeing him pop out of that drain when the kid's in the shower and
Yeah, that
talking
was
to
the
him.
scary part.
I don't know why, but my brain like twisted that scene to where I thought he pushed his head out of the drain. And then when he was scaring the kid, instead of showing him teeth, I thought he was like spinning his head in circles and gargling blood.
There's your psychological impact.
Right? Like it scarred
Yeah.
me psychologically to the point where I just was like, that's what I thought. I did not watch that movie until I was probably 22 when I revisited that movie.
Well, it's
And
like
now
when people.
I absolutely adore it.
It's like when people think about the original Texas Chainsaw, and they're like, "It's the goriest movie of all time."
there's
yeah,
like no
yeah.
blood.
You go
in
back, you watch
Like,
it. It's like there's barely any blood in this
There's,
movie.
like he cuts his leg
Yeah.
at the end.
mhm.
Psychological impact makes a
Yeah.
huge difference.
And I
Did you
think-
guys ever get scared of little, like, creatures?
I was, you know what I
Little
was
creatures.
scared of? Was I heard about the movie Piranha when I was a kid, and we had a swimming pool, and I used to think
I
that the
love those
piranhas
fucking
were going
movies,
to come
too.
in through the like drains in the
okay,
pool.
fair enough.
So I had that fear, especially when I would go to like swim at night. I was like terrified because I thought that they were going to
Some
fucking
brush up against your leg. And
Yeah.
Like,
See, it was never that. I never saw alligator. until I was
Okay.
much older. But like I always, because I would go down to my cousins in Georgia, and they had an in-ground pool, so like I was always afraid of like there being an alligator in the pool at night. Like I don't know why, I would just get like unsettled real quick, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
or like a water moccasin or something.
Right.
Like that's stuff that terrified me.
The
You know which-
Gremlins
which,
movie was when the eggs were hatching when I was a child was some of the most horrific shit I'd ever seen.
It's spooky, dude.
It is.
They added cats like meowing and stuff to it, but it sounds like
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and it's like,
the,
what's going on? Like
dude, I think that's the score too. I don't even know if that's a sound
atmosphere and the
effect.
score
Yeah,
in that is just
because I think it's
amazing.
I think it's the sound where they're going like that. Like
no, it's actually cats. You can hear
That's
it.
so
I
funny,
watched it
dude.
recently. I'm pretty sure it's cats.
we covered it this past year for December to
Yeah.
Dismember, and like that movie, dude, that whole scene with the mom at home,
With the kitchen.
like, dude,
Yeah.
the scene that always got me was when you see the eyes come up in the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Fucking terrifying. Like as a kid, that would get me, but I loved that movie. That was one of those ones where it's like it scared me, but like it was a good scare. Like I was like,
Right.
I love the movie too much.
Mm.
that
to
and when
not
the
do it.
bubbling would happen on their backs or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That shit was fucking
there is
terrifying.
some. I think it's a Scooby Doo episode. No, I remember what this is. Maybe the first thing
You're
I
talking
ever
about
watched.
the Scooby Doo movie.
Nope. Maybe the first thing I ever watched that scared me was I was at, and part of me doesn't even know if this is real or if I fucking made this up, but I swear to God this is real. There was an episode of, I think it was the Berenstain Bears. Like Berenstain Bears. You remember that show?
Okay, yeah.
I swear to God, I remember an episode where they're out in the woods somewhere and they look through a window and like the grandfather has this like evil face, just sharp teeth and this like malignant look. I don't know if I'm making it up, but I swear to God, I remember seeing this somewhere. And I remember the feeling of dread that I had looking at this dude's face. It was probably the first thing I saw that like legitimately scared the shit out of me.
Oh, just put up a deep cut right there. Making Contact is like a lost film almost.
I haven't seen that.
It's about this kid who has this rickety fucking wooden doll in the closet that fucking comes to life and like takes kids to another dimension. And it's scary. Like it's really scary.
I've never heard of it. I'm gonna have
You need
check
to
that
watch
out.
it. It's actually pretty good. It's I don't know what it is. Like the doll has powers. I forget how. It was like a mix of E.T. They were trying to do E.T., but then they like did the doll. It's really weird. There's a lot of Star Wars paraphernalia in there too, and I think that's why the movie is so hard to get.
Let me run.
There's a German version, and then there's a the German version is longer and different, and then there's a U.S. version which is shorter and different as well. So they both have two different endings. You have to watch both.
Let me
Interesting.
pump through this real quick here. So, raise kids with the love of horror and hope they don't turn into fucking weirdos.
I knew
that's-
this would turn into a good
yeah.
conversation.
This
That's
was
why I
good.
picked this.
I- you
Yeah,
know-
same.
I'm gonna tell. I'll reveal my secrets. Of all the stories I that these guys wanted to talk about, because like pretty much for our rundown, how this was working was it was pretty much just a gangbang of a bunch of different stories that we put together, and now I'm trying to format it. These guys were like, well, we want to do the Kate Siegel story, and I was like, all right, fine, whatever, I guess
Yeah.
we'll get a couple minutes out of that. But
Do you wanna know something
applaud
funny?
you. I applaud you both. This was very fun.
This is why I wanted to talk about it.
Do you want to know why? What it's funny to me is because yesterday when we were in chat, I'm just give you a little peer into our little conversation here because Dylan was like, "Yo," or no, I'm sorry, Evan was like, "Hey guys, I finally put something in the Google Keep for us for the first time,"
I
and
know
I
where
said,
this is going.
and I was like, "Hey, now I put stuff in that every week. We do this," and Dylan was like. He's like, yeah, but it's not that often or something. I don't remember exactly what the words were, but it was something along those lines. And so me being the asshole that I am, I pick at these things. And I started deciding, I said that I was going to put a bunch of children's stuff in the list. And that's what I went and did. If you notice, like the stuff that I was
No, I
putting
saw
in there
that.
has everything to do with kids, and this was one of them.
I
And
am
one of them was about
notoriously
Taylor.
terrible for keeping up with what we have planned for these, though.
Because
I was doing it just to be a dick, but then I thought I was like, "Yeah, this makes sense."
the only thing I can throw at you guys, just to give you a little bit of shit about that, is just like it does feel like we're coming up a couple days before, and I'll be usually it's the weekend when I'm like, oh shit, I gotta make a thumbnail.
Yeah.
And then I
Last
get into
minute, motherfuckers. You're
I
not.
get into the keep, and I'm like, okay, I've added a couple things here, and then I'm like, hey guys, we gotta add some stuff.
You're
to
just
this.
way more organized than I am. Like,
I'm like, I gotta, because I've taken on the responsibility to make the damn thumbnail and set it. So it's like,
Yep.
I'm like, if I don't do this, I'm letting everybody down. So
He's
then
right.
I
No, he's
feel
100%
much
right.
pressure. So it's like,
Well, to be fair, it's not that I've forgotten about it or anything. I just wait till we get closer to the week till we're going, because news pops like this, and then it's like, oh fuck, so I can go through it a little bit more and then pick out the more recent stuff.
and normally it's like
That's
the
all I
big
do.
topics. The big topics are real easy to
Sure.
pick out.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
But,
those
like,
are
it's-
easy.
It's more or less like I just want to know like what's on your radar, primarily for like trailers.
I'm
Like,
trying to
Remember
put
that
more
one
shit in.
day? Remember that one stream we did where we were talking about a subject, and literally while we were doing the stream, or right before we did the stream, a news came out about that specific subject
yeah,
that we were talking about, and I was like, "Oh fuck, that's what kills me about news."
Mhm.
It's like no matter how fucking planned ahead you try to be about it, it's like if you don't do it like this, it's gone.
Yeah.
There's something new.
Cynthia says Poltergeist scared the shit out of me. I was super young and saw it in theaters. Yeah,
I'll
it's
need to
a
watch it.
spooky one. And then let's do this one real quick. Just take a slight detour. Marshall Lore, what's your favorite short horror film? You guys go. Hit me with it.
Are we talking like a short film or a movie that's like an hour? Like, what are we saying here?
Short film.
Short
It could be an one film from an anthology. Like me,
Okay,
I would
okay.
say VHS 2, the Sweet Home, or whatever what it was, the like group of people that were in a cult and they start offing themselves to
That one
bring
was
about
fucking
Satan.
wild.
That's one of my favorite ones. I mean, I like a lot of them, but you know,
Yeah. Dylan, do you have one? Because I need to think.
I am gonna go with the original Lights Out short, because that inspired like that whole story for how because like I didn't see it until the movie was coming out, but to hear more or less his story and how that all got picked up and everything, like that was one of those ones that was like, it's such an inspiring tale, and it just amplifies my love for that short so much. But it's
Right.
also, it's a really effective short, and it shows that you can make something really scary in like 3 minutes. So like,
Plus, it led to that movie, which has one of the greatest scenes with the lights going on and off.
I actually
Dude,
really
as
like that movie.
Characters like coming
legit.
to you.
one of my favorite points in that movie is when the dude's being chased, the boyfriend or whatever he is, and he hits the key on the car,
Yeah.
so the flash and it stops her. It was like, oh, that's so smart. I love that.
I like
Right.
that movie like quite a bit.
I do. I think it's super. It's like one of the few like kind of modern-esque Blumhousey style
Yeah, it's
horror
just
films
fun.
that like
It's good.
actually works.
It
Yeah.
kind of reminded me of Mirrors a little bit, just because
Same-
like kind of
Same
vibe
kind
about
of
it.
vibe. See, like it's
Yeah.
modern, but it actually has some meat to it. Because yeah, the first Mirrors is pretty good.
Yeah, the second one was kind of interesting story, but it just
Never
didn't-
saw it. Honestly,
It's not bad. It's got like a serial killer thing going on in it. It's kind of interesting,
Kiefer Sutherland wasn't in it, so I didn't give a shit.
right? Gen X here. My first horror movie was Night of the Living Dead.
That's a
a
good
lot of
one to
people's.
start with. I mean, that's a classic.
Yeah. I
You know
have
why?
I have a
Probably
signed
because it was in every fucking movie because you can use
Yeah.
it. Public domain.
I have a hand signed copy of Night of the Living Dead from fuck me, hold on.
George A. Romero.
No.
I was,
I was
like,
gonna say
wow.
that's probably worth a lot.
No. From because I met him. What the fuck? Why am I forgetting his name? I'm too tired. John Russo, John A. Russo.
Oh, okay.
There's a brewery near me that puts on like showings of movies. And John Russo was in the area because a friend of his was working on a movie. And Russo came to this showing, so I met him there. I brought my Criterion copy of Night of the Living Dead, and I got him to sign it, which was fucking awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Gotta love that. Good
I
shit.
do have to mention this one before we get off this topic. Another one that comes to mind is the Ari Aster Something Strange About the Johnsons.
Oh, that's a great.
It's probably
short.
one of them.
I've
One
been
of
wanting
the
to
best
do it.
shorts I've ever seen.
I had been wanting to do a video on that since I watched Evan's Hereditary video, and he mentioned it and brought it back into my like brain. I was like, that is such a fucking twisted short.
You know who told me about that? And this was like back when Hereditary was in the theater.
Who?
It was Ryan Prowse that did the movie Low Life that I always talk about.
Oh yeah, yeah.
With the luchador guy and like stuff. He's a big fan of those kind of films, and he was like, dude, I talked to Ari Aster and you gotta see his first fucking short film. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, dude, you gotta fucking watch that shit like right away. And I was like, okay. And I was like, you weren't wrong, but I'm not gonna be able to fucking ever think of my dad the same way again.
Dude, it is like one of his most twisted short. Like one of his most
got a fucked up head, man.
He's masterful, dude. Like that shit is like, there is no reason that guy should have been able to put out something like that in a short. That's some fantastic shit. Yeah. Like in a fucking
as
short
a
amount of
short,
time.
I can get how that goes out. It's like, but man, like, could you imagine if he had adapted that into like a full blown feature? Like,
I don't think it needs to, but
it does not. It doesn't at all. But like, if he had like just that subject matter, like,
sure,
where that would have gone, holy
that would have kicked a lot of people in the chest.
Yeah,
it might have been the wrong message that a lot of people might not have.
I know.
Might have been a different crowd, actually, if you think about it. It might have been more of those Serbian people, you know, the Serbian guys.
Hit us with your short film, Evan, and I want to make sure, because we're getting way behind on the chat. So
yeah, I'm having like I'm having trouble. I'm sure there's something else, but like the one that keeps popping up in my head, just because it reminds me of like reading like Halloween storybooks as a kid, is just that original Trick or Treat short film.
Oh, the animated one? Yeah, that's a good one.
Which I just love the look and the feel of that one.
It looks like Charlie Brown.
It is, yeah, and it's very nostalgic to me. I watch it like I've never watched Trick or Treat without watching that first. I always throw on the I always throw the short film on before actually putting on the full movie. It's such a nostalgic Halloween night feel one. But I mean, there's so many like segments and anthologies that are floating through my head, but I'll go with
I mean, if you want to, that in my mind is almost like an entirely different question, because it's like you could sit forever with just segments of anthologies. Like, I know Alex had his right off the rip, but like, I mean, it would take me a minute, honestly. I'd have to really think about it.
Short movie that became Oculus. I love Oculus.
Something to let people know is that, you know, anthologies only come about because people made shorts.
Yeah.
They don't really come together like normally like VHS ones do.
Trick or Treat is the exception.
Yeah. There's a couple of anthologies like 12 minutes past midnight, I think was one. It's like a bunch of underground fucking ones, but there's some really good like shorts in there. I've got some shorts at the festival that I'm at right now called Etrium for you guys. That I'm gonna try to watch as many shorts as I can, and then do like a list. Because that's where you find the upcoming directors and shit, like in the pile.
I need to
and a lot of
this out.
Yeah, a lot of people who are directors or trying to make movies and stuff, they do shorts first because that's all they can afford. And you know, so it's kind of.
I mean, Eggers made like a shit ton of short films before he made The Witch.
Everybody has. I mean, pretty much. It's
he
very
did
rare.
Telltale Heart. The Poe story
is something that I saw at Fantastic Fest last year. I will just play the trailer. This was, we don't need sound, but this
I love the style.
Incredible. I adored this. This was so gross, so strange. I absolutely loved it. And the director, he was self-promoting at Fantastic Fest, and he reached out to us to cover it. And all I did was see the poster, and I was like, yes, I'm on board. And then I went and watched it. I did a review of it. I was blown away. It was seriously one of the funniest wildest. It's like if Ari Aster and Robert Eggers had a baby, is how I would describe this
Did you
movie.
see the picture of them together recently? What the fuck is going on?
I know, I saw you put that on Instagram. They're buddies, dude. They've been hanging out for a couple years.
It's so crazy, dude.
Like they got, because you got to remember, like Hereditary and The Witch came out not too long after each other.
I would be so nervous if I was in that room. Erotic anxiety saga. Okay.
It's a wild flick, bro.
It looks cool, like stylistically. This is fucking awesome.
It is super stylized. It's a very touching story.
I'm sure you're being sarcastic a little bit.
Slightly. No, the main cast though, the two leads there are really well done. Yeah, like let me see, I forget their names, but they're excellent. Yeah, this is the guy though, Neil Farron. Super cool dude. He reached out after I posted my review and we talked for a little bit. I'd love to get him on here, honestly. Like he would fit in so well to just talk weird horror with us. But yeah, I'm gonna run through a couple of these because I know we're getting close to the end here. But Scooby-Doo is a good entry point. Agreed. SNL did a skit with Jake Gyllenhaal. I saw Eli Roth talking about some show that was also great for kids, but I don't have any, so I forgot it. Yeah, I definitely need to check out that Scooby-Doo sketch. I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. A lot of praise for that. Artie says horror movies never really affected me as a kid. I know I've seen random things when I was younger, but more esoteric things always scared me more, like death, public speaking, the intro of Twin Peaks. So very fair, very fair.
Good list.
What I like about the OG Texas is that there is more from the perspective of Leatherface in contrast to the most horror films. Yes, yeah, very much so. He's a victim in that movie.
Yeah.
I was scared of sleeping for a while after watching The Fourth Kind.
That was
I thought
actually
it'd be
pretty good.
my sleep. I need to revisit that. You know, there's a lot of love getting thrown around for The Fourth Kind, and I saw that once, but I was too young and it was too slow.
Really? I don't know. I really enjoyed it, man. The whole tapes and everything, like the way they did it, I thought was really genius.
I wanted to rent horror movies as a kid, and I always avoided Hellraiser because of the VHS cover. But the thing that put it into my child mind is Scared or anything from that franchise. Yeah, Hellraiser's pretty creepy. Pennywise was also one of those that scared the shit out of me.
I remember being drawn to the DVD
I think he said
cover
that
for
he
it
wasn't
when I was in Blockbuster.
No,
Oh,
I was
sorry.
Blockbuster because
Yeah.
Pennywise is on the cover of that one.
Seeing him like reach over the
Yeah.
title.
But then there's also do you guys remember there's a movie called Gacy?
Yeah.
That came out.
I've heard
Yeah.
of it, yeah.
That cover with him in the clown makeup, always as a kid, I didn't like it. I was like, I don't know anything about that.
You know what cover creeped me out as a
Intuition
kid
was
was Final
correct.
Destination.
Like, the what?
I remember seeing the Final Destination covers on DVD when I was walking through
Oh.
Blockbuster. Yeah.
Mm.
I was like, oh, that's kind of creepy.
I think he meant, by the way, on the Hellraiser thing, that he's saying that the cover scared him,
Yeah.
but not the movies, right?
Right, for Final Destination.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
The
No.
covers.
Hellraiser.
Oh, Hellraiser. I
What
didn't
Necroman? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
So he
mechanical.
was just saying that that was scarier than anything in that franchise. So
That's fair.
Hey, sometimes some good art will get you. The doll from Making Contact haunted me as a
Which we
child. That's
brought
what
up.
you guys were talking about.
You really
yeah.
need to look that up. There's two parts though.
I have it up on another tab here.
There's
that I'm gonna
two.
look
Make
at.
sure you find which one's the German one and which one's the.
I wonder.
Mm.
It looks like it might be on YouTube if I search hard enough.
Yeah, I think there's one the legit copy up that's like the English version, and then there's a German version that you'd have to seek out.
Cool. I don't
For
mind
sure,
seeking
Critters movie scared me as a kid. I just remember the feeling more than the actual memory of what exactly was scary. Yeah, Critters can get you. Critters and Gremlins, they were all really good about that. Anything little the Ghoulies, I remember was a little spooky for me. The Berenstain Bears, The Revenant. Is that what you're talking about, Evan?
I don't know. I couldn't find it.
I think you made it up.
I might have
The
made it up.
Revenant.
I swear to God, though, I remember seeing it. I swear.
Oh, and I was scared of blankets for a few days after I saw The Grudge snatch up that girl from under the covers. Yeah, no, that'll do it to you.
Have you seen the Trilogy of Terror, guys? Like, I know you're younger than me, but have you ever seen that?
I don't think
Trilogy
so.
of Terror? I don't think so.
It's the original Trilogy of Terror with Karen Black. She does all the roles and all the shorts.
With
Anthology.
wait, with this little.
The Zuni fetish doll. Yes, correct. It's probably one of the most
Excuse me?
that shit made me so scared. This is what I forgot to mention. That shit fucking
Yeah,
terrified
It
me.
looks a little creepy. I could see that.
Dude,
You know,
it's not just how it looks, it's how it acts in this fucking short, dude.
he
It
looks
is some of the
mean.
most brutal, fucking unyielding screeching that you will ever hear, and it goes on for 20 minutes, and it's like it doesn't stop. It's like the Terminator, dude.
So, Alex, you bring something up like that. You know what was one that actually got me that you just pulled out of the recesses of my brain?
What?
Have you ever seen Cat's Eye with Drew
Oh, yeah.
Barrymore?
Yeah, with the little die. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The little troll.
He has like the little hole in the wall.
Yeah,
where he
yeah.
has, like, yeah.
I hated that. I don't know why. That was one of those things that, like, I saw that on TV. My mom was watching it. She was a big Stephen King fan, and I just remember being like, I hate this. This is so scary. But I kept watching it, and I'm like, okay, the cat kills it at the end, saves the day. I'm cool. Like, doesn't he like kick it into the fan or something?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Like,
the
chops him
cat
up.
saves them after all because they were blaming the cat for a while.
Yeah.
And then it was
That's like one of
Yeah,
those.
first
short-
learned that cats would steal kids' breaths because I didn't understand that when I was a child.
That's they actually that's where SIDS is also that's a one of the things that they say, like, SIDS was like first like theorized from, is that cats were causing SIDS, whether
Yeah,
they
just
were laying,
relaxing on a baby.
yeah, they would lay on the baby, or there was also again theorized in, like, I want to say it was I think it was, I don't remember what era it was, but they did say that they were, like, afraid that cats were stealing babies' breath in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But in real reality, yeah, they were just suffocating them,
Right.
which is
And
terrible.
by the way,
terrible.
Artie, let's be really honest. Both our dogs and our cats would eat us if they were locked in a room with us and nowhere to feed themselves.
My dog wouldn't eat me.
My dog would not eat
That
me.
is 100% they would.
No, I would eat my dog before my dog would eat me.
What?
Yeah, that's
What
terrible.
does that mean? That
Probably
was not
worse.
okay, dude. Unsubscribe from this guy. What the fuck? This is like
Man.
oh, okay, I can't get political, but if you know anything about dogs and politics right now.
Oh God, I don't want to hear about it. Not the bear either. We don't want to do that one either.
About.
We'll
Cats
talk
would
about it after.
absolutely eat you, by the way. Cats would 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
they
got
will.
4 of them, and I'm pretty sure they would. But I love them. They're cute.
Cats will eat you if they get bored.
Yeah,
Dogs will take longer to eat you than cats. That's definitely true.
that is true. Yeah.
Francisco,
We'll
remember
all
the
inevitably
slab?
eat.
Remember the slab? Anybody know what that's from?
No,
Or return the slab. Sorry.
I don't.
All right. Well,
I apologize.
What is
you'll have
it?
to figure that one out. You'll have to figure that one out.
All right. Sorry.
The original TV spot for the movie Magic traumatized my entire childhood. Is that the one with not Philip Seymour Hoffman? What's his name? That's the one with the dummy, isn't it? The ventriloquist dummy, or am I thinking of something else?
I don't
Francisco
know.
says you'd eat your dog. Yet another allegation to cancel ever. Look at my Instagram story from today. I would never
Courage the
eat that little
cowardly
thing.
dog.
My
That's what
sweet
that's
little
from.
dog who was laying on my feet while I was editing today.
Let's
Little
see.
baby.
Scooby needs a snack. There you go. Ah, Palmer.
See, I just said it. I said it
Yeah.
before you did the.
I gave my cat permission to eat me if I die. We cool. Hey, very, very fair. Anthony Hopkins. Yes, Cynthia. That's exactly what I was thinking of. But yeah, no, it's definitely some good ones. So Alrighty. Well, we're coming down to the wire here, folks. Guys, is there any other stories you really want to touch on before we wrap things up?
Yeah, there is a new movie by David Cronenberg coming out called The Shrouds. By the way, there's also another movie. That one's not necessarily a horror one. They were comparing it to his more action thriller movies, by the way. Or drama action thriller. What was it? The Eastern Promises movies. And then there's also the author of the book. What was the vampire one from Norway or whatever?
Let the Right One In.
Let the Right One In. There's another movie coming out by that author about the undead. What is it called? Humanly Undead, or Taking Care of the Undead?
No, it's I wrote it down here. Hold on. Handling the Undead.
Handling the Undead. You might want to keep your eyes out for those if you're interested.
Handling
the Undead seems like something Evan would like. Truly.
Handling the Undead.
It's we got a screener for it, so we're going to be covering it here probably next week. June 3rd is when the embargo is available. It hasn't even premiered yet. It's premiering at a festival.
This sounds cool.
It does look pretty cool. Alex, you're gonna get to see Eight Eyes, right?
Oh yeah.
So Alex at this festival that he's going to, or that he's judging for, I should say, not going to.
Yeah,
man, is part of it. He's
the E-Trim
King Cheese. He's so he's actually gonna get to see this one. This is kind of like a 70s exploitation film, kind of reminiscent of that.
A lot of people are comparing it to Joe Bagos movies.
It looks like it was shot on it's supposed to be, I believe it says that it was shot on 16 millimeter Kodak film, is what they shot it on that. So it's like they're really harkening back to that. But it looks awesome. It looks very, very strange, very creepy, very bright,
cosmic horror almost.
Yeah, that was the big thing that got me, was that it was 70s exploitation and cosmic horror is kind of what the things have been pushed around. As far as that goes, here I'll pull up I'll show the article for it real quick, so that way people can get an idea, because they do pick a pretty good picture. So there we go. Like that's kind of what you're in for. It looks pretty good. There is a trailer.
They shot it on 16 millimeter.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's supposed to take place in another country. I can't remember which country.
Photographed entirely on location in Siberia.
Siberia
and Macedonia, and 16 millimeter Kodak film. Eight Eyes draws from a European genre cinema and American horror films of the 70s to create a nightmarish what is that? Tableau? I can't spell. Tableau of nostalgia twisted into berserk new shapes. Okay, there you go. It's also being distributed by Vinegar Syndrome and will be on Shudder later this year. So
it's their first film, as a matter of fact. Their first produced film.
Yeah, I thought that was super cool too. Obviously, if you're a horror fan, you already know Vinegar Syndrome, one of the best when it comes to home media releases. They seriously put out some great stuff. My recent pickups from them were the Outwaters and Where the Devil Roams, both excellent.
I still need to see the Outwaters.
Yeah, I would watch that.
It's good.
I have the Where the Devil Roams release.
It's good. It's fucking great.
I'll always push the Addams Family, especially
we were gonna say. I did have that. We can talk about it next time, but they have their next movie is premiering at a festival. I think it's Fantasia.
Hell yeah!
Called Hellhole this year.
Fuck yeah! And I talked to them a while back, and they were saying, I was wondering if they were planning on like trying out other genres. They're like, we're full force horror, so they're just gonna keep pumping these things out, which I think is awesome.
Yeah,
they're making some really unique, cool fucking movies. I want Hellbender to come to Blu-ray so bad.
Just so you know, Hellhole, actually, I just checked, is going to Shudder in August 23rd.
Oh, I'm
My
so
buddy
excited.
Jason, he talks to the Addams
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're really
They
nice.
really liked his,
Oh, Dylan, where'd you
review.
go? Dylan's gone.
He did.
He's dead.
Looks like the
Okay.
camera was unplugged.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out. I might reach out to them about this because I would love to see this. So I had a chance to sit down and do a video with them a while back, and they are wonderful people. I talked to Toby, John, and Zelda,
Sure.
and they're just lovely, really, really kind, very passionate, very creative people. I will always continue to champion the shit that they're putting out. I want
Clearly,
Hellbender.
when they instill it in their kids like that, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
they raise them with it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm
They're
not
really
like
cool.
blown away by their movies, but I really appreciate how little they do or how much they do with so little.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, not everyone. It's not going to be for everyone. Like, it's very unique tone. But
I have no clue what the fuck happened to my
that
camera.
was really weird.
that
But,
was
yeah.
very strange.
I think I just always want to champion what they're doing because they're a very unique voice in the community.
Yeah, your video on Hellbender actually really pushed me to watch that, and then the fact that we got to
That
see
makes
their
me
next
happy to
film
hear.
like shortly after at Fantastic Fest was like that was the 1-2 punch I needed to get all in on them.
Where the Devil Roams was really cool.
I loved it. I prefer it, but I also think that could just be the fact that it's like because I was at a festival and all that, so it was like
Yeah.
you know you kind of get that a little bit.
I
of
think I
bias.
still prefer Hellbender.
I do
That's
too.
totally fair. I think
Yeah.
it's a fantastic movie.
It just feels a little more on the obscure, and I like
Yeah.
the obscurity of it more in that one than I do. Yeah,
I
'cause
still
it's
really
got-
liked Where the Devil Roams, by the way.
Sure,
Yeah, I liked
but like the
Hellbender
scene
more.
with the mom over the daughter
It was dope.
when she spits the blood into her
It's
mouth,
fucking
and like
Mhm.
that all is like super iconic in the Hellbender
yeah.
one.
Yeah, I think the thing for
Oh, Bogeyville.
the one for you're gonna have to explain that one because I
There's a
didn't-
vampire movie coming out called Bogeyville. It's about this like old town that's like in the middle of nowhere where these people go, and there's like a lore, and then at night the town turns into vampires and starts killing everybody.
Fuck
It
yeah.
the vampires look like very much like the vampires in what was that zombie or no, it's not Zombieland, it was called Stakeland.
I didn't see it.
They remind me of the zombie or the vampires in Stakeland. The first Stakeland. If you've never seen the first Stakeland, you should watch that. They treat the lore of it's kind of like what was that movie, The Road? Remember The Road
with,
where the guys take
Viggo
Viggo
Mortensen?
Mortensen.
yeah, it's like that with a guy with a kid,
Hmm.
and then it's a vampire world. So it's like
The Road's
very
good.
different.
I like the book too.
This one
So
looks cool too.
Demon Disorder. I actually there's a reason I wanted to talk about this is because I have a connection to this movie.
Oh, dude.
Really?
So it's like friends of a friend, but essentially my wife's best friend lives in Australia, and she is a aspiring producer. She works on all kinds of different films down there in Australia, and she does all kinds of stuff from like location scouting to all this stuff. So she's gotten to meet a lot of people, and Demon Disorder is one of her good friends. It wrote and directed this movie, and it got,
Solid, man. Help us out.
That's awesome.
I have already talked about it, so don't worry.
We'll do
good.
the spoiler on yours for that one for
We're
sure.
good. I've already been in contact, so it's pretty sweet. I've been hearing about this for about 2 years now, and I'm real excited to see. I was super happy for him just because I know how hard they've been working on this, and the concept is wilder than they even describe in the trailer. So
It seems a little tame in the trailer, to be honest.
it gets really crazy and goopy and gross. So from everything that I've heard.
That's what I like to hear.
And it's one of those things, dude. Like this is quickly became one of my most anticipated, and I had to reach out to her and those guys to be like, congrats, getting picked up by Shudder. That's fucking awesome. Like, you know, it's awesome. So more people that you know are in the horror space that we kind of rub shoulders with every once in a while.
I wonder if
And,
they're going to get a release on Umbrella, and then also like Shudder will put their own out.
probably. I mean,
They seem to be
Umbrella
working together.
absolutely crushes their releases when it and
They're
you're
really
right.
good.
They've been doing the Lord's work when it comes to physical media releases for a lot of these Australian horror films, which is only right. But it's like there's a lot of stuff. I really hope that they put out you will never find me.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Is that
By the
the
way,
Alien movie?
So, no.
it's the Shudder movie with the guy on the front. He lives in a trailer park. It was like that movie everybody was
right.
talking about.
What's the
It
name
was
of?
yeah.
I
You'll never
don't
find
mention it because I haven't seen it either. But
we were very high on it. It's a very well written film. Like honestly, that is the strongest aspect. Like it's really well done all the way around, but like the writing especially is like excellent for a first time writer director. So like we were very impressed by that. Like
That's awesome.
it's one of those movies where every piece of dialogue matters, and I love that about it. So
okay,
yeah, it's
I'll
slow
bump that up
burn.
on my list.
Dude, it's slow burn as hell. Alex, this is a total you movie. Like it's quite good.
Okay.
Yeah, see, Cynthia saw it. She liked that one quite a bit. So
By the way, I was going to mention this movie, The Demon Disorder. There's some things in it that, because of the creature effects that you're seeing right here, remind me deeply of a movie called The Haunting of Michael King, I think it's called. It was a UK film. It's a very indie film, but there is some fucking scary, haunting shit in it. The ending is a little it's a make or break kind of thing for some people, but the sort of journey there is fucking nightmarish. And it's like stuff hiding in corners and shit like that, like in this tiny little apartment movie. And it's actually pretty decent. It's not the best thing I've ever seen, but it's definitely notable. And I think it's only on Tubi.
fuck yeah. No,
I think it's called The
definitely
Haunting of
look
Michael King. I got to look it up to make sure, but I would highly recommend that.
I am down. But
You guys ever seen? Wait, there's one more I want to bring up.
okay.
Give me 1 second to remember what it's called. I'm just thinking about like cool like British horror movies.
I might have gotten the name mixed up, by the way.
It's called Ghost Stories with Martin Freeman in it, the guy from The Hobbit. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
Love The Hobbit. I don't really care for The Hobbit.
I didn't care for The Hobbit. Lord of the Rings, I love. They're playing them in theaters. The extended version,
I know,
4K
dude.
remastered, getting played in theaters soon. I'm so excited.
That's pretty. Isn't that the first time the extended cuts have been played?
And the 4K remasters, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so there's a movie called Ghost Stories with Martin Freeman from 2017. It's very cool. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember enjoying it quite a bit. It's very unique.
Hell yeah, dude.
I recommend checking it out.
All right, I got to look this up. It is definitely not Michael King, and I'm going to write that one down too. Let me see here.
I like. You said it's UK.
Yeah, it is a UK, and I might have the name mixed up, but it's been a little while. I know I had it in my list. It's kind of rare.
Well,
Yeah, me too, man.
I think that's it, folks. I think that's all you're getting out of me tonight. So I think that's gonna put us there. We did our 2 hours.
Hell yeah.
We did our 2 hours. We talked a
what's
good
up.
bit. Hey, we never got to our trailers. Even though I did an outline, we still fucked off. But
It's
you know
gonna
what?
happen.
It's gonna
It's
happen.
inevitable, but we shouldn't fight it.
Because
There's no
I
reason to
enjoyed
fight it.
talking with the group. I thought
That's
that we
the
all had
thing,
a very
right?
nice conversation about childhood horror and childhood trauma. So,
Okay, I got to tell everybody just because I found it.
possession of
It's
Michael King.
The Possession of Michael King. Yes. as a
Oh
matter
said
of
it
fact.
like Scott Haynes and said it like a second before you announced.
Oh, did I really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Scott Haynes coming in the last minute with his beguile.
Belial.
Sorry, fuck you. Anyway,
What the fuck, man?
no, I get it. I said it wrong. I do love that. That's a great movie.
It's such a wild fucking
It's a
movie. It's so
strange
weird.
movie. But it's like it's like right around that same time as like
I like it,
Maniac
and it was
all-
fun too because like Malignant was obviously like paying homage
dude,
to it in a lot of
absolutely.
ways, and I fucking love Malignant.
Absolutely. But
I just
alrighty.
watched The Wicker Man last night, by the way,
Mm.
like the Nick Cage Wicker Man.
There you go.
And I swear to God, every third line in that movie is something quotable. It's one of the most quotable movies. Killing me won't bring... But that's the big one. But there's so many. It's like, killing me won't bring back your goddamn honey. There's so many just amazing quote. Like when he first gets to the island, they have that bag that's like bleeding, and he's like, "What's in the bag? A shark or something?" Yeah, obviously. Yeah, it's a shark.
All right, we'll see you
Anyway.
later. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming by.
Nighty night.
In 2 weeks, back with another episode.
Yeah.
Beyond the Splatter.
Hopefully,
Trade.
Luke will join us next time.
Yeah, be sure to follow the pages. I linked everybody if you haven't already. Just FYI, since we're there's people that aren't talking too. So make sure you follow everybody's channel. All the links are down below. They're at symbols, so it'll just take you right to the channel.
Mm-hmm. And that means 2 weeks from today we'll be on our channel, Splattercast. So see you guys over there. We'll be doing all kinds of stuff.
That's what's up.
Just so everybody is aware, every 5 minutes there will be an ad for StreamYard, and you will have to pay a cover charge to get in. No, I'm kidding. We're not doing that shit. Not doing that during lives. These are fun and free. So see you next time. Alrighty, you guys have yourselves a good one. We're gonna end the stream.
Nighty night, everyone.
There's a delay, so everybody do your favorite pose. We're stealing this from Jake. This is a lot of fun. So, alrighty, and good night, y'all.